All right, guys. Welcome back to Sayin Society. You have myself, Jachik, Justman, and Jagad.
Yo.
This is our weekly anime and manga discussion, episode 81.
Weekly.
I said weekly, right?
Yeah, weekly.
Okay.
Monthly.
I mean, yeah, it's been a while since we posted, but it's supposed to be weekly. Bi-weekly.
I'm gonna just say monthly.
So
We just go on hiatuses whenever we
JJK
want.
ended and we ended too. One of those.
So-
take a minute.
we're going to talk about One Piece. A lot of One Piece talk about One Piece anime. We have Vinland Saga.
Yeah.
We have Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Good stuff waiting for you guys.
Yeah. So we're going to start off with One Piece.
We got like
two chapters. I think 2-3 chapters of One
Yeah.
Piece to talk about. So let's just start.
Last one we talked about was when they showed up in the Lego castle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
And we were just theorizing like, oh,
What was going on?
yeah.
Yeah. But now we've seen
So like
them
they already like,
escaped.
yeah, they escaped from there.
Mhm.
They fucking have an ear god or some shit.
No.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it just looked like that guy, right?
What guy? It looked like the ear god.
No. Like, because like we're assuming everyone has read that chapter now at this point.
Yeah.
But the dude who's playing like Dollhouse, like it was a
Yeah.
fake setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the ear god was just a rabbit that he named the ear god.
Oh, is
And that's exactly what's going. Like he made like them
his own world.
his own
yeah,
world
yeah.
where he was like the
Yeah,
god and the
yeah, he
creator.
was fucking around.
The
yeah,
sun
and
god.
he's just
He
fucking
also
around.
shook that they were murking shit out
Yeah.
the way they were.
The
Yeah.
Ultra rare Luffy, ultra rare Nami.
Yo.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about Luffy? Luffy having to go into Gear 4 to like just murk out these regular ass.
Okay.
things?
Well, like I think it's because it's because they're giants,
Yeah, they
right?
don't seem
It's
more
like the
beast.
giant version
Yeah.
of each character. Like, to my knowledge, we haven't seen a giant with hockey, right?
I mean, I guess I don't.
And you're
Yeah.
just assuming that'd be fucking monstrous, like a giant with hockey,
Yeah.
especially if you look at Conker's hockey, like how Shanks is able to project. A giant's fucking scale of projection would be insane.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably
So
is.
it's like you got to kind of like scale everything up when it comes to giants, but
Yeah.
then you look at like during Marineford, you had Luffy in only Gear 3 murking out giants.
giant like Marines.
Marines.
But I mean,
yeah.
Granted, like those Marines probably didn't have hockey, which is fine.
Right.
But like, one, it was cool to see Luffy's progression for Gear 4, where
Yeah.
he didn't have to go full body.
Full
Gear
body.
4.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I was just surprised that he had to even use hockey. I feel like with how far Luffy has progressed since Wano,
Yeah.
like him having to still go into Gear 4 it's still kind of crazy.
Yeah.
With that scaling, because
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was in Gear 3 pre-time skip, like murking out giants.
That's
you know?
true. That's true.
Obviously, they didn't have hockey and stuff, but even like the cat and shit that he was fighting, like the lion and stuff, like
Maybe
none
it
of
was
that
just
shit
quick
was shown
entry
for
to
it.
just like
Yeah.
actually show Luffy's progression.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
a
That's
quick entry to say, okay, well, he doesn't have to do like
That's
actual
what I'm
full
hoping
body
because
gear
I was
for it.
I was like feeling like
It's most likely that, but that's also
Yeah.
like the issue with Egghead when he went into Gear 5 for shit. Where
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
No, I think like a Gear second would have been more than enough to take out these giant
Yeah.
animals.
Yeah.
Like a one Red Hawk and they're done. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like he hasn't used that move since then.
Yeah.
Like a Gear 5 Red Hawk would be crazy.
Because he's progressing the way he is, like maybe it's just so easy to go into Gear 4.
Yeah.
So it's like, why not? You know, and then in that sense, like I get it, but it's like
But you could
overkill.
say that like Gear 4 was like a combination of Gear 2 and Gear 3.
Yeah, like I mean,
Right?
it's
So
obviously
it's
like
like-
the best
so-
thing to go into
No,
besides Gear
yeah,
5.
Yeah. So it's like
Right.
it's like before he had Gear 4 on lockdown, he would progress,
No, I know.
2 and 3.
Yeah.
But now because Gear 4 is his like thing, he can just go into Gear 4 and have access to everything he needs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think he could have done it in base personally.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Like a hockey punch, like a
Yeah,
Ryu
like,
punch,
he would've
whatever
been
would have
okay.
been
Yeah.
enough. Yeah. I think it was just for the scalability of the arc because like now, like moving forward, we see like in the chapter we see like it's a giant tree, right? Like
Yeah.
we see a giant tree on Albath,
It looked like the Drazel tree.
but it has 2 levels. Like
Yeah.
it has like there's like the floor, second level, and then top, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what it looks like. So I'm assuming, right, where they're at because we see them escape and they see like a giant forest or whatever, right? And they have like the bridge, right?
Yo, I like that shot of the bridge.
It was cool. It was
Like
cool as fuck.
him
Yeah.
running on like the ropes, like
Yeah,
showing
yeah.
how small they were.
Yeah.
It just reminded me of Elden Ring. Like just having him like
it gave me Tontata
It's
vibes,
just sick.
like the Totanta tribe
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
like Dressrosa.
Yeah.
Yeah, where like now they're the small people. But anyways,
yeah. I just didn't like Luffy's posing in that like one panel. He just looked really awkward.
but what I was gonna
Yeah.
say, right? Like you know how it's showing like there's the bottom level, middle level, and there's
Yeah.
somehow a forest, and then the top level. I think the tree is based off of like strength. Like if you're let's say you're the weakest of the giants, you're at the bottom floor.
Sure.
And if you're the next level of the giants, then you're in that second
Yeah, 'cause-
realm, and then you're for the strongest, you're in the third realm.
Because they kind
So-
of
so,
explain
like-
like the kingdom in some way when we get to like the newest chapter.
Yeah, kind of, but it's like the reason why I'm saying that is because then that would explain why the animals on that level would be that strong. Like animals that are in that forest of that second realm would be stronger
Okay.
than
Yeah.
regular giants
That's fair.
of the first realm. And then that way all the people that left who became marines and shit were giants from the first realm. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. Like it's just like a random headcanon that I'm throwing in.
Yeah.
You know?
There's
Yeah.
potential for that though.
Yeah.
Like, that's fair.
Yeah.
Like, so I just to clarify, Loki is his older brother is Hadrian,
Hydrogen, yeah.
and they're both princes,
Yeah.
and then they're like the king, and then Loki presumably killed the king
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and stole his devil fruit.
Yeah.
And like I know I sent the theory to you guys with like that Loki might know Blackbeard's technique,
Yeah.
and
yeah,
he might
yeah.
have and then what were you saying? You were saying
So-
that like
So
you don't think he actually stole
so
it?
you were saying like the king ate the devil fruit, right?
Yeah.
Loki came, killed him,
Stole
stole the devil fruit, same way Blackbeard did.
yeah.
Yeah.
My interpretation of the chapter was there's a devil fruit that's been passed down, like
Mhm. Through
generation.
generation,
How
as
though?
in it hasn't like the physical fruit.
Oh, like they've never eaten it. They've just been passing
They've
it down.
just been passing it down, like it's
Oh.
never been eaten. Because
Okay.
how would it like how would they pass it
Pass
down?
it down.
Right,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
unless what you're saying is true, they pass it down through like there's a
They know the
they know the
technique.
technique,
Yeah.
and it would make sense because they're giants and live for mad long, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I thought they just had the actual fruit. They never actually like used it. Like it's never been used.
Mhm.
Okay.
Like it's a myth. Like I think. Well,
So
like,
what do you think it is?
I think it's a mythological Zoan type devil fruit that has never been used, and the threat of using it has been enough to ward off people to attack Elbaf. So-
okay.
Like the
Well, if you're talking about just how strong giants are in general,
yeah,
like just as a base, like shit giants are already like
exactly,
crazy.
exactly.
So like with that, I think people are just already like they're
deterred
ready.
already. Yeah.
Because as soon as you bring in like a hockey user as
Yeah.
a giant, you're kind of fucked.
Maybe the deterrent was for the giants to not use it. Like if you use it, this
Yeah.
is gonna end the world type shit. Like
So I think like because the fandom has been saying, yo, Loki's gonna be on Elbaf. We all been saying,
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like-
we know that.
right?
Yeah.
No, but it was like more like Norse mythology. Like
mhm.
that's kind of the route that everyone's thinking it's going, right?
Yeah.
So there's the world-ending snake, the Jormundigir.
Yes.
Oh, German. I know what you're talking about.
Do you know what I'm
I know
talking
what you're
about? It's a giant
Like
snake
in mythos.
in
the mythos,
Norse
yeah.
mythology
Yeah,
that
I know what you're
like
talking about. Yeah.
eats a snake or some shit, and it's
Yeah.
tied to Loki.
Yeah.
I think that's the mythical devil fruit
Okay.
that
that's
they
cool.
got.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be like a callback to the giant snake we saw in Skypiea.
Who was I talking? Fuck, man. I feel like Elbaf is gonna have like Fishman Island parallels,
Okay.
and like
okay.
part of feeling that like it's also because the One Piece anime went on a break and decided to reanimate Fishman Island, and it just felt very like out of the ordinary to just animate Fishman Island. Like, for what reason would you reanimate Fishman Island? Like, I
To
get
emphasize
like I get
the pacing too.
the pacing
Yeah.
issues.
Mhm.
But even Fishman Island wasn't where like the worst pacing was. Like, they also had like really shit pacing, like Dressrosa and like
Yeah.
like all over like post time skip. Like, you know, like, so what made them just choose Fishman Island, right?
But I thought, okay, like if you look at One Piece, right? As a One Piece fan, you had the basically like Marineford happen, and One Piece was fucking peaking then, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You're like off like a high of One
Mhm.
Piece. You have the time skip, and you go straight into Fisherman Island, and it goes from being like action
Mhm.
to straight like nothing kind of happening. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's sort of like
You had the return
But-
to Sabaody, which
yeah,
was also
but
like
that was like part of the hype. But then after that, you're like, okay, where's it going? Like we just came off this crazy ass arc, right? Now you're like you have this kind of sort of high expectation of like what's gonna happen next, and then it goes into Fisherman Island where everything kind of like slows down, right?
But the
And so
the point is also that like I get what you're saying, where like it makes sense, like because of how the pacing redo it. But
Yeah.
they already announced that Wit Studios was doing their remake for One Piece. And they're calling it the One Piece.
Yeah.
So when you already have that announced as a remake,
yeah.
what's the point of remaking an arc? And also like
Well, they're also giving themselves time.
I know,
like, that's
I know,
also
I know,
part
I know,
of it.
I know.
You're,
But
like,
but I mean like
There's like factors.
if
right?
anyone's watching Egghead, you've already gone through Fishman Island. So no, why reanimate it for people that have already sat through the arc, right?
But think
So
about,
then
yeah,
like what I'm
that's
saying
fair.
is like in normal One Piece fashion, they usually have just filler island arcs,
yeah,
which they could have just done that.
yeah,
where they
but
could've just
it's
had them-
too. The issue is we're too far into the end game for them to throw in some filler like this. Like there's
I mean,
some
they do it all the time.
When's the last time?
When they were going to from Fishman Island to Punk Hazard.
Yeah, that's the last time we had filler, like a full filler arc. That was the last
that-
time we had
that's-
full filler arc.
That's true, but
So like,
also like
so like
since
now
then-
that we're in the final stages, it's like too like because it's not because Oda doesn't make the filler. Toei makes
I
the
know,
filler.
but I'm saying
So
since
if
then
if they
they've
make some filler,
reformatted it.
if they make some filler that like fucks with his story at this stage in the game, it's not worth it. He's gonna be like, dude,
I
like,
mean, it's
you know
filler.
what I mean?
It's filler.
It's
either
filler,
way.
yeah. So it gets
It doesn't
Still,
count.
still, do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, what if they just like throw in some random devil fruit? They're like, oh, this would be cool, and it turns
I
out
mean, I
to
guess.
be the devil fruit
But
that Loki
tha-
has.
That's what,
You know what I'm
but
saying?
also
Yeah, I
like
guess.
the anime sometimes does show a little bit of what's happening
in
later
the
on,
manga, yeah.
like something like
Yeah. Like,
especially
yeah,
like
they-
recently where Oda hasn't shown clear cut what's happening in between scenes, and like especially with Egghead, like
Yeah.
we've been getting the answers through Egghead. Like there's a reason why they did it with Fishman Island, and
yeah,
like, we already went through like the way people were saying how like what is it Egghead was like the parallel to Sabaody, right?
yeah. So
So like just continuing with that like train of thought
makes sense.
and you also kind of had Skypiea mirrored with like Wano as well as what else was it? There was something another part like another arc that they kind of like put together.
Mirrored. Well, the war. They said the war. Well, like people.
Yeah.
Were,
I guess,
were
okay.
like
People-
parallels
yeah.
were with
But
the
what
war
I'm
as
saying
well.
is like so you already kind of have those like structures of
Yeah.
like other previous arcs from pre-timeskip that have already kind of shown itself in like
yeah.
the new like newer ones. So now
Yeah.
it's like Fishman Island's kind of like the next one to come
But we haven't seen
in that way.
Correct me if I'm wrong. We haven't seen a parallel to Thriller Bark, have we?
We've gotten the whole Kuma stuff was like resolutions from Thriller Bark. But I guess like what did Thriller Bark do uniquely like on it like that like the other arcs didn't do? Besides like lore drop a little bit of like Ryuma and shit, which is
Mhm.
also like another thing that came in Wano. Right? So it's like
No, that's fair. I think it's gonna be more so like, and you're probably right. There's a reason they've reanimated Fisherman Island because this arc is probably gonna be similar.
well, because the point I was making was
Yeah.
my only like this is obviously like my own theory shit, but like Madame Shirley's whole thing of Fishman Island's destruction being caused by Luffy,
Right.
Mhm.
it just goes into like what if Luffy's the one who causes Ragnarok on Elbaf,
Okay.
and to the world it's they believe Loki's the one who did it, but like as readers we know it's Luffy, but Luffy not gonna just take like people won't hold him responsible for it, right? Like he doesn't want to be a hero, like you know how Luffy
But
is, right?
yeah.
And also like because Elbaf is so removed from the rest of the world,
Yeah.
regardless of what happens like on this arc, Luffy's bounty is not going to increase. It's
Mhm.
it's one of
No,
those
it's
things
not.
like when he was in Skypiea, like anything he did there, like nobody knew about it.
Yeah.
It didn't really touch the story, right? So like we'll get like lore drops and whatever through Elbaf, but like the way the world government
see-
sees it, it's not going to change anything.
see,
With like and
that's-
they're gonna paint it like
But that's
you know,
why
Luffy
I
caused
said it was.
Ragnarok, and like now we gotta like
That's why I was gonna say is it's gonna be like Skypiea, is because and I've said this in previous pods as well, that every arc, other than Skypiea, or like since like I mean I can't think of any other ones, but Skypiea felt like an adventure.
Yeah.
Like they were pirates just doing pirate shit,
Fishman Island. Too.
and it was an adventure. Like it was like there wasn't like a political aspect of like, yo, let me save this world from oppression. Or like there was, but it was more so like, let's explore this new fucking thing and let's
But
see
it's so
what the
far.
fuck's
It's
going
because
on.
it's so far removed from like
Everything.
everything
else.
else.
I know.
So it's like it's so brand new and it doesn't affect
what's happening in the world. But
yeah.
like, that's the sense of adventure that I like in One Piece, where it's like, you're like, let's explore some shit. Like, let's not have everything.
I feel like there's a bit of that in every arc.
But now I'm saying, like, because Elbaf
Yeah.
is like that they can do the same sort of thing that they did in Skypiea in Elbaf.
That's fair. I think Skypiea has shown itself in a lot of arcs now.
Yeah, no, it has.
That
It has.
in different ways, so that's completely fine. But I still like, because I know we all thought Loki was gonna be some fucking like who's that snot guy from fucking Doflamingo's crew? What's his fucking name, man? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, right? I forgot his name, man.
Yeah.
And that's what I assumed Loki was gonna look like, but like Loki looks fucking rushed.
Bro,
Yeah, he
his
does.
character design's
Like,
crazy.
and like I feel like that's like a nice misdirect for Oda, is because
Yeah.
the way he drew him almost like Doflamingo, and like the way they even like, I guess, like narrated it, or the way he spoke about himself, like like Loki's the one who's gonna bring it to ruin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Says something like that, right?
I have the chapter pulled up.
The thing is, because here's the thing, right? You can't see his eyes.
He's like, I'm the sun god who brings the world to an end.
Yeah.
Like he proclaims that himself.
Yeah.
And
like his eyes are bandaged up, right?
Yeah.
I think it's still like that whole misconception thing that I was talking about, where like Usopp's gonna be that guy for him. I still want to believe that. So like, even though like I'm saying like Loki's kind of the one that causes Ragnarok,
Yeah.
and like, or like, sorry, Luffy, and then like there's a misconception that it's Loki, but it's actually Luffy that did it, right?
So,
and like I think it kind of plays in together, and because I still want Usopp to be, you know, involved in the arc,
100%.
Like, you know,
two things.
He has to be.
Like, his eyes are bandaged up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So either one, I think he's blind, right? If he's blind, it'd be sick if Usopp uses observational hockey to like maneuver him. Like, he'd be like, yo, do this.
okay,
Like, that way he's involved. Do you know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
But doesn't it look so weird with like the way that the shadowing is
It
around?
does. It does.
But then only his eyes.
So my second,
Yeah.
the second part of the theory is that that snake, the Jormundir,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
it has two different color eyes,
Mm-hmm.
and its eyes do have like special abilities.
he might be like a Medusa type situation. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously it's not Hancock, but it's like, you know, his eyes are probably like,
Do you want to search up
The
the
power.
the snake thing and see what its powers are, so we can speculate some like abilities for him?
Jordan and deer shit.
Yeah,
Um,
because it's like supposed to like end the world or something,
You
so it
see,
makes sense.
If like his devil fruit is completely different, why does he proclaim himself as a sun god?
that's
That's
what
true.
I think that they might have, because of how much they believe in like Nika,
Yeah.
that they probably assume that this fruit that they're probably passing down generations
It
Is the
is
sun
the
god
sun god?
was that fruit,
Oh,
but it's not actually that fruit until they and then, because you saw how like the giants saw Luffy, and the minute they saw him, they're like, oh, this is that guy, like he's Nika,
He's
and then they
Nika,
pulled
yeah.
up to come save him.
yeah.
So then like part of that's also,
But then those
part of that
giants are now fugitives.
well, part of that could
Mm.
also be like Loki's probably wrongfully imprisoned to like whatever. He's
No,
Do you
so-
think
so-
he's wrongfully in prison?
I think, bro. I think it, like he is like a mischievous, like it's playing into what Loki is, but I feel like Oda's like he's gonna take this as an opportunity to like pull one over on us.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's not actually like, especially with him looking like Doflamingo, like the tongue and everything, and him having horns. It's like, okay, you made him look like a bad guy. Like it's kind of like on par to just be like, oh yeah, he's gonna be a bad guy, like the villain for the arc. But like,
Yeah.
and especially if you play into like the whole, if he does have like the snake devil for like, that's usually like coincides with evil or just like villains, like just bad
right,
people.
Right.
So I don't know if I see giants
okay.
necessarily as like having bad people amongst them like that.
So
you know?
I think like
I don't
like
know.
not in that same way. Like
you know
it's
what I
like,
think it is? There's like a random theory I just had. Okay, so the sun god was all about freedom,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And Elbaf being a country that's like so like, I guess, in the culture and like the religion of the sun god, you would think that their people would take action and just like free everyone,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like if that's such a
If
big
that's your belief.
that's your belief, right? So I think that whatever this devil fruit is a false sun god.
Yeah.
Like it's not like, I think it was placed in Elbaf by the Gorosei
Shanks stole the
To
original.
control him.
to control them.
Shanks stole
have
the
him-
original.
So what? Because think of the
No, the Gorosei got it from like they
But
stole.
also-
Like,
oh, sorry. Yes,
so,
yes.
so they
They
yeah,
stole it
and
originally, and then Shanks stole it
yeah.
back. Yeah, yeah.
and
My
they
fault,
gave
my
them a
fault.
fake one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Or no?
yeah.
What
I
you're
think,
saying?
Yeah.
but I think,
But that's
I
like
think,
a 20-year. That's
no,
like
no.
within 20 years.
No.
then.
I think it's even like beyond because they had that devil fruit. Like that's when Shanks stole it.
Yeah.
How long have they had that devil?
But why
fruit?
would they be transporting it then?
Okay, I can't speak on
Which
that.
is
see
like
what
the
you're saying.
stupidest shit.
That is. But like I think this happened like way back,
Yeah.
like after like like Sun God.
Probably after. Yeah.
Yeah, probably after like Joy Boy,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because they saw like whatever the fuck was going on.
Well,
But-
Joy Boy is the original pirate, so makes sense to be after him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So after Joy
But
Boy,
Emeth, like he storms the fucking
Yeah,
Holy
yeah,
Land.
right,
Some
right.
point, like
been the last 200
was
years,
was it 200? I
Yeah.
thought it was like 300 or 400, but sure,
maybe.
whatever.
But what I'm saying is like I think they like probably had a giant like eat this fake devil fruit, proclaim that they're the sun god,
Mm-hmm.
and then say some shit about like not leaving the island.
Well,
Because that's why I mean like think about think about how big the island is, and if there's 3 levels to the island, the giant population should be massive,
Mm-hmm.
right? But the number of giants we see on the sea is not much. Or
Minimal, yeah.
even like in other, because why don't they leave? Why don't they ever leave Elbaf?
Yeah.
And I mean, you could make the
that's the
argument.
point I was making about like are there really villains on Elbaf? Because like why are they all staying on Elbaf if there's actually like, issues on Elbaf?
But the argument you can make
what he's yeah.
is a motherfucker's a giant, and giants have a giant stomach. Okay, so they need to eat. So like, if everything's giant on Elbaf, it makes sense. I fucking kill a rabbit, I eat it, I'm good. If I go out into the real world,
Yeah, but you
what am I eating?
But you had the giant pirates actually leave. Like you've had two
right? But
two
it's
sets
like,
of giant pirates. Like you had
but it's like
Brogy
what?
guys,
Yeah.
and you had their underlings who got caught in Ennie's lobby.
But
who also
but
went
think
to
about their
look for
food
them.
supply. Like, what are they eating? Like, one giant goes to a country and literally fucking bankrupts the entire country based
Yeah,
off like their
but, like-
food, right?
like-
So then it's like, if it's like, yo, like, are you willing to like starve or like guarantee food? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
I get the argument. It's just like with Dory and Broggy, the fact that they were fighting for like 50 years. If there was an
Yeah.
actual issue happening at Elbaf, they wouldn't be, like they're just gonna fight themselves and be like, nah, fuck it. Like, I feel like if there was an issue in Elbaf, it would be something that happened recently, and maybe that's because of their absence,
so yeah.
right? Like, because we don't really know like the place they hold in Elbaf. Like,
yeah, like their ranking.
But isn't that what's
Yeah.
happening right now?
we just know them as pirates, right?
Isn't that what's happening right now?
Yeah,
I swear
some
there's
shit
like
happened.
dialogue that like Elbaf was
But
in
also with the
trouble.
Jormungandr
or
thing,
something.
because that's a snake, you do have that giant snake parallel to Skypiea.
That's what I'm saying. Did
The
you
one
check
that
his powers?
like Luffy. I have it searched up right here. So it gives him great strength and power. He's able to cause massive storms and waves
That's
and
perfect.
poisonous venom.
Storms and waves is crazy
Yeah.
in fucking One Piece. That's insane.
Well,
That's Dragon.
here's the
Oh.
thing, because
Oh.
the theory you sent, the one on Twitter,
The god.
I actually really like that
what
one.
was the theory?
It was
Explain.
basically like in Skypiea they mentioned how there's 4 gods.
Oh yeah. We've talked.
So
about this
then out of the 4 gods, like this guy, was it Typical Joe? Who was the one who made the theory?
I'll actually just check.
Somebody made
really
the
quick.
theory, and they're just like, "Yo, we're gonna get the same gods introduced to us in the way that they
Real
told us."
Zoro.
So,
Word.
so like obviously Luffy was like the sun god's the
Word.
first one they mentioned in Skypiea.
Yeah.
So sun god's the first one we saw.
Then there's like
That-
the Earth, right?
So with the Earth god, they were saying that's Emu
Okay.
because, and then they were kind of just speculating
Why
with
not
like
water?
his spec.
People have been saying that
They had dragon as one of the gods
Okay.
because I forgot what he referenced it to in terms of mythology.
Yeah.
But the guy was saying he ate this mythical beast fruit, and it allows him to create like ice storms and like I guess like waves and stuff like that. Like
Right.
like storm related shit that's
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of been
yeah,
on
yeah.
point. But then the one that kind of got me curious was the 4th one
Yeah.
was Chopper.
The forest god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they were like Chopper has like he's the only one
Yeah.
that has this mythical. Or not, is it mythical? No, ancient. No, I forgot.
just human.
But he
fruit.
has this like zone fruit that's human, and he doesn't actually look like a human. Like it's
Nope.
like
Nope.
And the thing is like he drops like this panel from Fishman Island, I think. Wait, is it Fishman Island? It's a throwaway line. by
Right,
Chopper.
right.
And I think I thought it was around Fishman Island, but Chopper is essentially like they're giving them like the info of how like Blackbeard's after these guys are doing some shit,
Yeah.
and it's just like 5 of them, and they're going around like hunting. So it might have been around Dressrosa because I think with Burgess and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
But Chopper has like a thing. He's like, oh, are they after me? Like it's like a gag thing, but
right,
like
right.
now it's like, oh, like what if like he's being serious? Because like, what if there's more to the human fruit? And the thing, he might like, you don't know what his fully realized form might actually be if he's even achieved.
The thing is, right? Like if we are, and because his fruit was introduced pre-time skip, you have to kind of take it with a grain of salt. But everything post time skip, when a fruit has been introduced, you've had the dragon fruit model this, the dinosaur fruit model this. So if he's the because Luffy's is the human fruit model Nika.
Okay, yeah.
Chopper's, if it's the human fruit, there's no model.
Yeah.
There's no model. So like then it makes sense because you're like, yo, he could be like the sun god or like whatever god, right? Because there would be a giant version. There'd be a, I'm assuming each race version. I don't know.
So he said, dragon is the Ryu no Mi model Kurakami.
Yeah.
And that's basically like this.
Okay.
Like, it's kind of like Shenron looking at this thing, but it's like ice version.
Okay.
And then he just kind of like talks about how like the first time dragon appeared and like just like the regular dragon theories.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Then Chopper being the forest god.
Yeah.
It's just he's just kind of going into that. Oh yeah, it's from Fishman Island, where he's like, they might come after me, and like Oda's kind of like goated for that type of foreshadowing where you think it's a throwaway line, but it's not actually.
That's true.
So, the parallel was to in Drum Island when this guy's talking about it.
Dalton?
Yeah, when he saw him with the Blackbeard pirates.
Oh, okay.
He just mentions them like earlier, and then it afterwards is when Chopper brings it up like during Fishman Island. With the throwaway line. That
the Blackbeard pirates are after him?
Because so they're like, yo, Blackbeard pirates' primary aim is to acquire the most powerful devil fruit abilities.
Right.
So all you guys be careful.
And then so it's like, why were they on Drum Island?
Chopper's like, they might come after me. And then Usopp's like, why would they care about your shit?
Yeah.
No, because why were they on Drum Island to begin with?
They were going after Ace. Were they not following him?
No.
Ace was following him.
Ace was following Blackbeard. Blackbeard was on Drum Island. He fucked up Drum Island. Then Wapple became king. Then Ace pulled up. Yeah. So why were they on Drum Island to begin with?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So then
that's crazy. We never got that answer.
Maybe we'll get it now.
Yeah. So you don't think this is a like because we haven't seen parallels to Drum Island either.
Yeah, I mean it's tough with anything that's like pre-Alabasta because they're all kind of like it's like a saga and
it's
many arcs.
It's like very slow.
To like so it's.
I want a little garden parallel, bro. I'm just kidding.
Like so, I think we'll get references to those arcs.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever like parallels to the way those arcs flow.
Right.
Because I think that's like after a bunch of those arcs is when like Oda really got his like rhythm going.
Yeah.
Of what's happening in each arc.
So do we still think Shanks is on Elbaf? Like that shadowy figure?
No.
So that shadowy figure was someone else, right?
Yeah.
Who was waiting for them?
Yeah.
Like my first bet was Shanks, but like I like it's okay if he's gone now.
I think with the
we have something brewing here, and it's like
with the way that they kind of like had like the rest of the crew, like Robin guys, how like they were like hearing about the story of like Loki and whatever.
Yeah.
It definitely seemed like they were about to shoehorn Loki as like a villain for
Elbaf.
Elbaf.
Yeah.
Whether or not he is the villain or not is a different story.
Yeah.
Right.
But like it seemed like that's kind of like how they like swiftly pushed it for us to like know what's happening.
That's why I feel like with this conversation that we're about to get with Luffy and Loki, it's gonna kind of reveal a little bit of like who this guy is, or just how they see each other. Like maybe it's kind of like a Fujitora Luffy situation.
Or it could be a Blackbeard Luffy situation.
Like, well, yeah, because we don't know if like Loki is actually like blind or what, like why he has the bandages on.
Yeah.
But like maybe he wants to actually like after he has his convo with Luffy, he doesn't actually know what Luffy looks like. And then he's kind of like, yo, like, I wonder who that guy was, you know?
So no, like, you guys don't have your own theories on what his devil fruit would be, or what
I don't know what his devil fruit would be, but I don't think he's blind.
The snake just makes the most sense with just how Loki's a snake. Like Loki's literally a
snake.
Yeah.
But like you don't think he could be a Logia type?
So when you were saying that he's like with him being a fake sun god, there's so many devil fruit abilities that can like pseudo create like a sun god type of vibe.
Okay.
Because you could technically have Ace's fruit, and because you can generate fire and like his whole like flame emperor thing that he does, like his spirit bomb, like you would just assume he's a sun god because he's literally like making like a sun, and like even when like he fights like Blackbeard, it's like they make it out like light versus darkness.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like,
But the thing is, it would
That's-
have to be like, because every Devil Fruit ability that we've seen, like kind of mimic the way Sun God looks, has been a Zoan Devil Fruit Awakening. So if he has a Zoan Devil Fruit Awakening, then he could look like.
If
the
you're
Sun
talking
God.
about like the white aesthetic,
Yeah,
that's like because you have Bonnie who did it.
yeah. No, but not counting Bonnie,
Yeah.
all the other Zoan types we've seen have been like the government ones. We
Like,
haven't seen
You're talking about Rob Lucci,
Yeah. So we've only seen Rob Lucci and Kaku's.
but they had black flames.
That's what I'm saying. But remember, we were theorizing that why are their flames black,
Okay,
his
yeah,
are white.
yeah.
So I'm saying now, if we see like another person who has a Zoan Devil Fruit and
Yeah.
they hit an awakening, because Chopper's awakening, we don't know what it is.
Okay, no, I thought you meant
I
like
feel
mimicking like Luffy shit in like a different way.
No,
not
I'm
in,
just
like,
saying.
that.
I'm saying purely appearance because
Okay.
from like their standpoint, they don't actually know like because I'm assuming it was passed down in legend, like what he looked like.
Yeah.
And his abilities were probably not
Well,
described all that
For,
well.
But,
for
yo,
the
I'm-
giant pirates to like see him and like be like, oh shit, that's Nika now.
Yeah,
There's definitely like there's probably like hieroglyphics or something.
Of what he looks like, but
Where,
not his
like,
abilities.
but-
That's
you-
what I'm saying.
but
but also to show like like maybe it's like a legend of like, oh, this guy brought the sun to the world, like something like so like what I'm getting at is
Yeah.
like you can have the appearance, but you can also have like somebody pretend to be him
Yeah.
just off of like being able to generate fire as well.
but I feel like
Right.
that knowledge of what he looks like might not be well versed with all the giants.
Yeah.
Especially if like Loki can walk around and be like, I am the sun god.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's more power. Like a power is easier to like pretend and say that you are the sun god.
But like I feel like that's also why like Dory and Brogy were the ones to go.
Yeah.
And like now it really feels like they're being placed on the other side of the
Mhm.
versus like Loki and whoever's like
yeah.
gonna be in that side, which you would assume that if he's walking around calling himself the sun god, a lot of the other giants might assume that he is actually something
Like
similar.
there's a
You-
divide.
but you could
yeah,
Probably with the
there's a
old and the new
divide.
gen.
Yeah,
But you
Yeah. I'd agree.
I see what you're saying, but I'm also gonna pitch. You have your tree system with like
Mhm.
the levels to it, and they get strong, and you'd assume like whoever the current king is, if there is one, like to like take the throne, is at the top there, right?
okay, yeah.
There's a possibility that Loki just proclaimed himself as the sun god, because whoever the king is actually like the bad guy, and he just wants to like he's trying to make sure like
Like he's a revolutionary.
who Loki.
Yeah. Like basically, like he's trying to, like basically he's
I'm
trying
saying,
to.
like he just took the fall for it. I don't know if he's a revolutionary, but he took the fall.
I mean, he
for
could
it.
be like if the Elbaf government or whatever's going on is corrupt and he's trying to fix it, he's gonna look like a villain until
I don't know if
it
he's
gets.
fixing it, but
you know.
it could be like a situation like it's like routinely where like shit happens in One Piece where like kings are fucked up and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
power has to be overthrown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like that's like a very simple way to take it. If
Right.
but like I'm saying, you have this devil fruit that you were saying might be a contingency plan against like Emu and like whatever.
Yeah.
Right? When you have things like that, if whoever took over the throne is kind of like, yo, I don't want any threats to my throne, and he's kind of like, I'm gonna like kind of get rid of whoever I can that like might pose a threat.
Mm-hmm.
Loki just took the fall for it, and they like probably chained him with sea stones or whatever.
See,
Because why can't he get out of that
that's
chain?
but that's
right?
what's crazy is Elbaf probably only has one prisoner ever.
And so,
Yeah.
Yeah, because think about how massive he is.
well, they also
and if the chains
they
are made
also
out of sea
mentioned-
stone,
they
that
also,
probably took
they-
hundreds of years
they
to
al-
make.
They also mentioned that like it took all the giants to get this guy down. In the chapter, like they were like, bro, it took like fucking all the pirates and shit to be like, hold this motherfucker down and chain him up.
So
So it's something that happened like recently.
So I think like this is like just a random like thought is if there's like a tier system to like how strong the giants are and stuff, assuming whoever's at the top is the strongest, right?
Mm-hmm.
In like Norse mythology, they're like most like not most beasts, but they're like army or whatever. One of the strongest armies is
Yeah.
like called the Valkyries, right?
yeah,
Like the Valkyries are like
Yeah,
one of their
yeah.
strongest.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that their Valkyries are probably gonna be like, because there's no way, like, because if looking from a mangaka standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
look how small Luffy was in compared to Loki.
Yeah.
So small. How are you gonna make fucking fights happen? It's gonna be so hard to draw them.
Gear-
It's gonna be really
Gear
hard.
5.
No, but it's gonna be really hard, right? Like you like obviously Gear 5 they can be the same
Like, the
size
same
or whatever.
size, yeah.
But like moving forward, the rest of the crew, it's gonna be really hard. So I think the main force is probably gonna be the Valkyries, which are probably half giant, half humans. There are probably some shit like that where they're actually like this is just like this is like a theory out of thin air. Nothing
Nothing based.
based. But it's like the Valkyries are like their strongest army, but they're also watching them. Like they're also like semi-human informants watching their moves and shit. I don't know.
That kind of gives me like a Holy Knight vibe of like
That, yeah,
not
that's what I
really
was
like
thinking.
participating
Yeah,
till,
yeah.
like until
Yeah.
it matters to them.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's kind of what the Valkyrie was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm
That
just
makes
saying that just because from a manga standpoint, it'd be so hard to draw everyone's fighting like a giant or something. Unless this is like, again, if this
The
is not,
scaling is just kind of tough.
and also if this is not a fighting heavy like arc, it's just
Yeah.
lore, then that's fine. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it'd be a fighting heavy arc just because of how much like these guys love the giants and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm also like wondering like what if someone from outside comes in, right? And I mentioned how like what if it's like Kid's still there because he could drift ashore,
Yeah.
or like Blackbeard or somebody pulls up. Then that's when it starts really including the world. But until that happens, like whatever happens on Elbaf is very like Skypiea, like it's removed, like no.
Yeah.
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 And like, there's two things we didn't talk about. Is like one thing is like fucking Luffy's X on his wrist.
The wrist.
Yeah. I wanted to bring that up.
I was about to bring it up too.
That to me that just felt like why are you even throwing that in there? It's so
Yeah.
random.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think that was him.
what do you mean?
Like
In the
'cause-
poster?
yeah,
Or
no,
the-
in that
the
picture.
the newspaper?
Yeah, because like prior to that, did any of you guys notice X on his wrist?
No.
No one, right? So I think
It had to be a fake.
it's a fake.
That
Like
they
they
took a
got
picture of.
like someone put like that. They got the X on their wrist
Yeah.
from like way back from Alabasta because they had seen it then, and then
Okay.
they were like yeah, like pose like this, and
Really?
we're
Saw it
gonna
then.
die.
It wasn't part of his poster or anything then.
No,
Mhm.
but remember they did the fucking.
No, I know they
yeah,
got that, but like
yeah.
they're not sniping that.
Yeah.
They could be, bro.
No,
They
that's
could
that's
be.
a reach.
Marine saw it back then, told everyone. He's like,
But they
That-
but
it's
they
def-
also saw the three what was it?
Yeah, 3D.
3D whatever with
2Y.
2Y. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like that wasn't on his
No.
arm. Let's be honest. So like.
I think the X like I don't like if Oda's like playing into the X like because there's two theories I have for it.
Yeah.
One is like did Emmett give him the hockey knot and that's how it went onto his body?
From an X?
Like it's an X on his wrist.
Fuck that.
Yeah,
That's dumb as fuck.
I know. Because then that gives him like a fucking random contingency to just be like, haha, I'm out. You know what I mean?
Domain expansion.
Yeah.
They're not JJK, bro.
No,
They're not
I know,
JJK, bro.
I know, but like
He just does this.
Yeah.
together we stand. Like I don't know, but otherwise, unless it is a fake, like that's like the best explanation for it, just so they could get a picture and just be like, heh, he fucking killed Vegapunk and shit.
Well, they did talk about like
But
how
how are
he
they-
was so
But
fast.
who were they using to copycat him? Because
Yeah.
we already know who has the Ninetales Fox devil fruit.
Could have been her.
And Bonclay's dead, unless it's like. And for Bonclay's fruit, you need to it had to be somebody who actually touched Luffy.
Yeah.
So there's so many things behind that.
Isn't there like you can also you don't have to so if we go to there was a movie.
Yeah. I mean.
There was a movie, right? I can't remember the name of the movie. I think it was basically there's this pirate.
Film Red.
No, not Film Red. Fuck off. It wasn't Film Red, but basically the dude had the times fruit.
Okay.
Where basically he could like let's say he was like throwing like a cannon at you and he could be like times 100 in size and it would increase in size.
Okay.
Or he could go like times 10 in speed. So he would like times 10 his speed, right?
Okay.
So
What does that have to do with Luffy?
I have a question
okay.
after this.
but basically in that movie someone had a devil fruit, right? Where they could just like recreate people's likeness. Like he had like
it's like Mr. Three's
wax.
wax.
Yeah, something similar to that. Where basically he had like a whole like basement full of like Whitebeard, Ace,
Yeah.
like everyone. You know what I mean?
I
And
just,
so then you don't even need to have. So it could be a separate devil fruit that can just make
that's
shit.
true. I just
Like,
like
you-
I just
any-
like the X
like-
is so random
Like
though.
well, it's any devil fruit.
Mhm.
Like
I have
look at Prince Gruss.
Gus.
Whatever his name is. He has mud. He can just make a mud clay version of
Fair.
Luffy,
That's fair.
Yeah.
and then somebody just has to paint it.
So
That's true.
so
But what's the X with?
who's the newspaper?
Morgan's.
Morgan.
Yeah.
Morgan's with who?
He was with Vivi, guys.
Wapple and Vivi.
He's with Vivi.
And Vivi would.
Vivi
So
would know
Vivi-
about the X.
X.
They talked about how blurry the picture is, but the only thing that's
Yeah.
crystal clear is the X. What if this
It's-
is like
it's Vivi's
Vivi trying to
message.
talk to
Mm.
Luffy or the crew?
That was the second.
That
thing.
makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes way more sense than a fucking
It
hockey
does.
knot.
No, I know, but That was like because they didn't show.
He does not like that idea.
I know. But the thing is, like,
This almost
didn't
filmed
see
red
him in
levels.
we didn't see him in Gear 5 post the hockey thing happening.
Yeah, we did.
Like,
On
we
Elbaf.
saw him. What?
On Elbaf.
Nah,
He
man.
literally went Gear 5 in Elbaf.
Okay, I'm not counting that shit.
Why?
Nah, man.
All right.
I meant like actually like seeing him properly.
He was.
Like,
He was
nah.
in Gear 5.
But you're not gonna see an X on his wrist like that. But that's why I was saying like it's possible that's what he's doing. But if he does that, that's whack. So
No,
like
this
the VV
makes
thing makes the most
way
sense.
more sense.
But it's also weird because like what is that signaling in terms of like the
That
rest
she's
of the picture?
alive.
Did they say that she was dead? I thought they said she went missing. No?
Yeah,
Mm.
but
She went
still,
missing.
like, but it's
Still,
still ensured
It,
like,
like,
hey,
she-
like I'm
she's
safe.
the only like Luffy's crew would be the
That's fair.
only
To
ones
pick
to
up on
know
it, yeah.
that like recognize it.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
yeah,
sense.
Like what it
I think
means
you
or
could
whatever.
have
Yeah.
clicked with that for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, shit.
Yeah. You want to hit it with the hurdy here first?
Yeah, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Stamp it.
I mean, like, I think Loki could also have like a Logia Devil Fruit, but a giant with a Logia type is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like a giant with any Devil Fruit is insane. But yeah, like you
Yeah.
give him like he could have like a Logia type. I don't know, like the wind fruit. I don't know,
Somebody just
or even a Paramecia type.
sorry to throw you off, but this
Yeah.
guy's telling a story, and he's like, the next time that Loki, the accursed prince, is unleashed, the world will be brought to ruin.
Yeah.
So you're getting this from like third person kind of.
Yeah,
Guy
like in the
talking
future,
about it.
kind of like the
But
world
he's
will
just-
be
it's like-
in ruin.
So either it's prophesized or it's because of whatever Loki's fruit is.
I think
No.
I think it's
Or
based off
something.
of whatever the sun god is, because even Loki says it. I'm the sun god who's gonna bring the world to the end.
But it's almost like like it feels like he's lying about it.
But like that might
in the
be,
way that he said
but that
it.
might be the lore on the
The
sun
Ragnarok,
god.
and that's what I'm saying with like
The sun
Luffy.
god might be the one to bring the end of the world, which could be
Could
also
happen.
considered as the beginning.
Yeah,
Well, I think it's probably gonna do like because we see this tree, right?
Yeah.
They're
it's
probably
probably
gonna
gonna burn the tree.
they're gonna break like the tree's gonna come down and it's gonna release the giants from being on just that island.
Mm.
And what?
'Cause
How?
In
In
the
what way?
in the sense of like right now, right? The world is not like again not unified, right? You have your own islands and everything's just going on within your own island. Nothing's happening across like you don't really see intra-island like
Yeah.
diplomatic relationships or like any of that shit going on, right? So then like maybe this will cause like that to happen where like the world becomes more connected
But,
and
like,
united as well.
How though? Because like you're gonna burn the tree
I'm not saying burn. I think it's gonna fucking like
or whatever,
fall or like
and it's gonna make a bridge.
I don't fucking know.
The bridge to Egghead.
Yeah, the bridge to Egghead.
Like I see what you're saying, but like it's when you look at the way the world's going with the dawn, and
Yeah.
how Emu's like sinking everything.
Yeah.
It's like how do you reverse it so like the oceans kind of dry up or something, or like that like the islands can be pushed together or like whatever.
The sun.
Mm.
The sun
Like, you know what I'm
evaporates
saying?
the
Yeah,
water.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Global warming.
but if you
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah.
but like how do you like how does something happen on Elbaf that like
E-
translates to like something at that
That's true.
scale
Like, cause well, if
that you
look-
can undo like the
but-
meters that
no,
are
no,
happening?
No, but if you look
know?
at how big all like Albaf is, massive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that tree is massive. Is it like what kind of water is it taking in? Like how is it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a massive ass trees. The trees on Albaf are massive too.
yeah,
Even if the water rises, nothing's gonna happen.
That tree just sucks that up.
Yeah, nothing's happening on Albaf. Like it's
potentially
it's
yeah.
at most gonna be what like ankle deep for them.
That's what I'm
You know what I'm
wondering.
saying?
Like
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
like
Like,
for giants, it ain't shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like what's the ultimate like end game there?
I don't know.
Like, how do the giants like if you're gonna talk about like the full food thing?
Yeah.
How are they gonna survive outside of Elbaf if Elbaf gets destroyed or like
I don't like.
anything like non? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
I don't
just-
know. I think it's like
Do all the giants just die?
no, I think it's like a container thing. Like they've been like you know how like Loki's imprisoned right now,
Yeah.
or he's trapped on Elbaf.
Yeah.
I think the giants have been trapped on Elbaf.
Sure.
And it's gonna be kind of a thing where like if that let's say that island gets destroyed, now all the wildlife or wherever the fuck they're migrating across the world, and now you have like that's what I'm saying. There's no like intermingling of all species on one like there's no one island. Maybe the archipelago, I don't know, but where you have
Big
like
bombs.
where you have like every single species like living
Yeah.
and like and even different versions of their like animals, food, supplies, everything like around everywhere.
Yeah, but you can't really do that unless like the islands can get pushed together. because like you have like the different ecosystems and like
No, that's
it's
true.
kinda
No,
it's
but you
kinda
can
like with
still
Water 7. Like
no.
the
If
only
you
way
ha-
Water 7 works the way it does is
yeah.
because
No,
like,
but if you have a eternal log post, like if I have an island, you have an island. I have an eternal log post to your island. You have one
well
to
you can
my island.
you can
So
have
then we can communicate. We can trade. We can do
I
everything.
mean you can do that.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can
Like that's
do that.
possible with every single island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do that. That's fine. I thought you meant like actually living together and like
But again, like if I build a train to your fucking island because I have an eternal log post,
if
now we
I
fucking.
don't know
like
if-
obviously I don't know if the seas permit it, but you know what
yeah
I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure the tech from Water 7 is more advanced by now.
I don't know.
No, they're
still-
probably making like, throw some
but even that
Vegapunk at
train-
it.
That train only
Like, you're good. Throw some Vegapunk and Frankie at it. Some fucking hockey knots in it. You're good. That train's not getting stopped by anything.
mark it with an X, bro.
Yeah, mark it with a.
Yeah.
Well, that was the other thing. I was like, what if they're trying to do like X marks the spot, like fucking on his
Some
wrist?
pirate
Like,
shit.
yeah, like what if he's trying to lean into like more piratey shit? and,
X
like,
marks the spot on his wrist where? What does
for
the wrist?
I
What does
don't
this
know,
wrist
man.
do?
He's cutting himself. I don't know.
Bro, what you got?
He's made of rubber.
How did that happen? Come on, bro. What's the next line? Yo ho ho, he took a bite of gum gum. Come on, guys. You guys fucking suck.
Yo, can we talk about that delinquent
I
guy
know,
on
yeah.
TikTok?
Yo, fuck off. Yo, fuck off, bro.
Yo, but Dotch's Blackbeard laugh is better.
They're
Than
way
this.
better.
Dude,
Yeah,
but
it's-
I don't sound like that guy at all.
Huh?
And I don't look
Well,
like him
he
either.
don't- well,
bro.
he
No,
don't-
but, like,
he knows
you
more
just- you
Japanese
should-
than you.
Huh?
He knows more Japanese.
Way more,
He's
yeah.
fucking in that shit.
I need you to recreate that video
You
though.
have to.
Why?
Cause that laugh,
It's
like
just- it's
you
just
got
so
the
funny.
voice, bro. You could do it.
He goes so deep with it.
Yeah.
He does.
I watch it every time.
It's so
I-
funny.
Anyways. You guys want to talk about? Or you guys have anything else to say about One Piece?
For the chapter, there was. Let me comb through my
Your notes.
Yeah, let me see what I know there was something. I just don't know if we addressed it or not. I do want to talk about the fan letter.
Oh yeah, like the episode. Yeah, we can talk about it.
Oh, so somebody had tweeted.
Like that's massive. Dude.
Yeah, no,
Like that's like fully 2 layers.
yeah, for sure.
Like people living there, people are living down there, people are
Yeah.
living up there.
So somebody
like-
had tweeted once it loads. This is typical Joe that tweeted this.
Right.
Latest chapter stated that just making sure Loki stays captured requires the attention of all the giant warriors on Elbaf.
Yeah.
How likely is it that they requested Shanks' help
Oh, to stop him?
to stop him?
Oh, maybe.
And maybe that's why because like part of that is like why was Shanks on Elbaf? Like I get that they're friends,
Right.
but like if right before that he was like let's go for the One Piece
And
and then goes to Elbaf,
that's true. That makes sense.
right? So like why did
But
like
lore. You could also argue with lore.
you could argue that he needed
Yeah.
to go to Elbaf to get some more.
Yeah.
Dog, but Shanks been in the game for a minute.
yeah,
Any lore that if he's already friends with the Giants, he already has that lore. Like
Okay.
technically he wouldn't need to, and it makes more sense that they needed him
But-
to lock Loki's ass.
No,
up.
no, but also like, hey, first of all, to our knowledge, no one on Shanks' crew can read a poneglyph, right?
No,
Okay, so
Yeah,
if he
no.
has he has the last one, right? I'm assuming, or what?
it's just assumption.
It's
Yeah.
an assumption that it's on Elbaf. So
It's
like,
well, it's in terms of either Shanks has it or Elbaf. It doesn't
yeah,
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
you don't
wherever
really
it is,
know.
right? So it would make sense that giants would know how to read a poneglyph based off how long they live.
Yes and no,
Why?
because if they still knew how to read it, why wouldn't the world government come and actually kill them?
eradicate them.
Yeah,
Because
that
they
would've been-
can't,
that
and that's what I'm
would've been day one
saying.
thing.
And that's what I'm saying is like, one, I don't think they can, and they have something in
Imu
place.
Imu with all
something-
the
Gorosei, the God
All-
Knights.
You're telling me with all that force they can't beat the Giants? Because at that point, Luffy just needs to be friends with Giants.
Giants
and
and
just
like
pull
pull
them
and
up
it's
with
GG
them.
for anything.
Yeah,
I don't think the Giants are that like.
Again, a threat of the devil fruit, the threat of the sun god devil fruit. Like,
Nah,
there's that too. There's
nah.
that too.
No,
bro.
because you saw the threat of the Sun God Devil Fruit when Luffy was an egghead,
Yeah.
and all the Gorosei pulled up to
on him,
fucking
yeah.
destroy it when
No,
they
that's
could.
true.
So I don't think
No, but
that's
I
what
think
it
they
is.
like I'm saying is I think they have Elbaf indoctrinated like under control where they don't that like it
Sure.
never gets to that point.
But that's like the king is like that. Or
yeah,
you're saying
yeah.
Loki's like that. Like, what do you?
Well, like all of Elbaf, like for example, like long
but
time
why
ago.
take a risk?
What do you mean as that?
Yeah, like if Imu's like really worried about
Yeah,
like
like, why-
controlling
why
everything,
do
like
they
this was
add
like the
them?
same
Yeah,
thing with
like-
like if Shanks truly
Yeah,
did
yeah.
walk up on the Gorosei and be like, yo, I
Right,
got
right,
something
right.
to talk about. Why take that risk?
and also the
I don't. Okay, hold
They're
on.
giants.
Yeah.
they're not really like into like books and shit.
No.
So it makes sense if they don't know how to read. And
Saul.
also there's more importance into like Robin.
Saul.
Saul can read.
Yeah.
Poneglyphs.
Yeah.
Where does it say that?
Well, because he got the books from Orhara.
Yeah, but
so then
that's something. Okay, that's something recent. But you were
I'm
saying like,
yeah.
giants have been alive for so long that they can read this shit.
Yeah. But
I
I
don't
think
so.
they can. Like the older ones probably can. Like the old like whoever.
There might be like a handful of them.
Yeah.
That, like,
yeah.
had
Potentially.
knowledge passed down or
Potentially.
something.
Yeah.
But it can't. It would have to be like a select few.
Yeah.
That,
but that
like,
would
to the point that the world government wouldn't know.
exactly. But then that would make sense why Shanks has to go there. Other than the Loki thing.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, like in my opinion, I feel like Luffy's gonna free Loki.
That's what.
But then why wouldn't Shanks? Like Shanks, you think when you hear the full story, he would just pull out and be like, yeah, fuck this dude.
Yeah.
Because you said so.
Yeah.
You're my Nakama.
I mean, well, Shanks probably has like, if he knows like Luffy's trajectory from Egghead to Elbaf, especially with the giant pirates going to help him,
Mm-hmm.
he could also just be doing that like for Luffy. Like we don't really know like the play he's making there with
that Shanks is doing.
Yeah.
Because I was also the way I had read it was like, I don't think their Loki's gonna get freed now.
Okay.
Right, because there's like once he gets freed, it's gonna bring about like the ruin of the world or whatever.
Yeah, it's gonna be like near the climax.
That's what I think. Is he's gonna get freed near the climax, and then it's gonna be like.
You said Luffy's gonna free him.
I'm saying if, like in the event he does get freed, what you guys were saying, then Luffy's gonna free him. But what I was thinking was that he's not gonna get freed. Like they're just gonna talk. He's gonna be stuck there or whatever, and then eventually he's gonna get freed when like shit, like the war is going on. Like I think
Loki's probably gonna give us a lot of lore drop. Like he's gonna give information that like the regular giants and shit don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, because of like Loki being like a snake, can you really trust the information he gives? And
but you know what's but it's kind of crazy. Like he's Harudijin, whatever his name is, Harudijin.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Harudegarn.
Sure,
It's
Harudegarn.
Tapion.
Yeah, he's the older brother. He's the older brother, right?
Yeah.
And he's not that strong.
Yeah, but he
Do
also.
you know what I'm saying? So I'm like Loki. How like what?
Nothing. I just remembered.
What?
Like, the reason why he was at Dressrosa was to get the flame fruit.
Yeah.
So he probably thought he needed the flame fruit most likely.
Yeah.
To stop Loki or to like
maybe
whatever was happening.
Yeah.
In Elbaf.
Yeah.
And so he probably thought that like getting the flame fruit was like the equivalent of Nika.
Yeah.
As well.
Well, sun, fire. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So then like that was also why I was like, okay, like they don't actually like know like what Nika looks like exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you can have like the old scriptures and shit kind of showing what the person looks like, but that doesn't mean like everyone's gonna look like that.
I think there's like definitely a divide in the giants of like the people who actually know about like Nika and like the true lore behind him and like what he looks like, and then like the people that just like believe in like the actual mythology, I guess, of it. And
like part of that could be the gap that happened in the past 50 years because Dory and Broggy have been gone. They instantly recognized it, right? So they know.
Yeah.
Since they've been gone, they don't know what happened in Elbaf, and then like Loki's chained up and whatever. So like they don't know if like somebody's been suppressing information or like just changing like what people are allowed to know and do, right?
Right.
So then it kind of plays into your like oppressive fucking like thing as well.
It's just so weird to think about like problems going on in Elbaf when Shanks was there, like however long ago. Yeah.
So he'll
but again, like
he really didn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
no, but maybe it's like a thing like humans can't enter the second or third floor of like the
maybe
the
Shanks
tree.
is the one guy that can enter if it's him, if he's the one who pulled up on Emu or not Emu, but the Gorosei.
But
if it's still him, it's not that Shanks twin theory.
No.
If
It's not like no. What I'm saying, not like Shanks can't. It's like
it's forbidden.
It's like giant tradition that you don't. And he's like, I respect your tradition. Or he's gonna be like, nah, fuck you all, you guys. Let me climb up this tree. Like I don't think he gives a fuck like that.
But if it's like wrongfully, if it's shit that's just wrong, then he will be like stand up against.
But how does he know what's going on up there if he can't go up there?
He just talked to Dory and Broggy guys.
Oh, that's
and they've
true.
been up there.
Probably.
I don't even think they're up their level.
They're not even up their level.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Up their
That's
level.
what I'm saying.
Nah, they're down their level.
That's what I'm saying.
They're down.
They're not. That's exactly what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
That's exactly what I'm saying, dude.
English is first language.
Like, because we don't have like
Second floor.
Yeah, sure. I don't think they're second floor level. They're not third floor level.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man. Nah, man.
They're
not
just
up there.
base.
They're not up
They're
there
just
level.
at the trunk. Like,
I mean, that's all speculation.
Yeah,
That kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
shit, too.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't even fucking know what that is, man. Fuck, man. I don't know. It's how do you guys feel about Elbaf so far? Like it's kind of like 3 chapters ish.
You know, it's cool, but like again, like I said, it's kind of weird that like Shanks was there,
Yeah.
and like only now are we realizing
like-
that there might be issues.
I feel like Oda's just handling Shanks like kind of poorly.
yeah,
Like just like since he's been back in the story,
Yeah.
he's kind of just been like it's like
Okay.
what?
But
Like
Where-
I think we're just not getting enough of like what his
Okay,
character
can-
really is. I
can you
guess.
guys?
Yeah,
Can you guys just?
yeah.
But can you guys just answer something for me? How many times have we seen Shanks like stand up to oppression?
I mean, episode
Like-
4
Yeah.
when the bandits
And?
pulled up.
And
Well,
you
that's what I'm
could
saying,
you
we
could
only-
say
we-
you
we've
could
never
say
seen it. We've other than that time when
Well, I
his
mean,
you could
Film
say
Red.
friend.
film red. You could say Wano
No,
when he
but
like
no,
did,
no. When other than when
I
his
don't know if that's
friends or
considered
family are
oppression.
directly involved,
Yeah.
we haven't seen him step up to anything.
No, that's true. He's been,
Even when the
he's-
bandits,
he's
no,
been-
even when the
that's
bandits
true.
were saying
Mhm.
shit to him, he didn't give a fuck until Luffy got jacked.
No, I got that, but they
So
weren't
then
oppressed. They weren't oppressing
situation,
anything.
no, but
Yeah.
in any situation, I feel like he has the same approach. Until one of his friends is in danger, he has no
Yeah.
need to step in.
but couldn't you say that the Giants are his friends, so they're
Yeah.
technically in danger?
I don't think they're. But like, are they? What's his relationship with them though? Do you know what I'm saying?
friendship.
Like no, like because the Luffy relationship is way different.
But he had just met
Friends are friends though.
like friends are friends.
Especially if
He
you think
didn't
about
just
if
meet
you're
Luffy.
saying
No,
it-
yeah, no, I
Okay,
know,
that-
yeah.
no, but if you're
yeah.
saying it like that, like
Yeah.
friends are friends, and he's still gonna like regardless of
But
who
see,
the friend
I
is.
think so. I think his friends are Dory and Broggy, who are pirates, who
Sure.
haven't been on Albaf like that, so they probably don't know the fucking.
But even when he was
economic-
at that
political
bar,
yeah.
everybody was like in awe that Shanks was kind of there. He had like that one giant kid that
Kid
was
that was
also
like,
like,
"Oh,
yo,
yeah,
like
yeah,
take
let
me
me
with
take you
you
with
or
you." Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Like so, he obviously has
some sort of
Pull. He's been there.
relationship.
He's
with
been
pull.
there.
Pull, I
Yeah,
guess
yeah,
is like the
okay.
best
Been
word.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's all the political aspects of Egghead are on the second and third level.
No,
And
I
he
get-
only
I get-
ever
yo,
stayed on
yo.
the first level.
I get it.
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
I get
dude.
it if you're saying like
Because he has no reason to go up there. Like, what's
if humans are forbidden from being there, I get that. Like if it's like law where you're just not allowed to be like near the tree or anything.
or what if what
That's
So,
fair.
but
But then
then-
it's like, but then you have that guy playing like pretend house who,
illegally,
who like took-
illegally kidnapping
Illegally.
people,
Yeah.
putting them there.
Illegally.
Well,
It's all illegal. That's why he has to dress up and
They
do
are
it,
illegals.
so that they can't identify which giant
I
it
guess,
was.
but like
Wait, so then do you think that like when like Roger's crew or something went, they were like only on first level?
I think so too. Yeah, I
maybe
think
they didn't even go to Alabama.
Cause, no, so
Or
I
that.
yeah, we don't know if they went to Elbaf, and the thing
Yeah.
is, Roger's a different story than Shanks, because in my opinion, Shanks, I haven't seen that sort of like, curiosity that Roger had.
Well, yeah, Shanks.
Do you know what I mean? Where Roger would like just run blindly and like
But
go
Shanks,
like
but
explore
Shanks,
But the
was,
shit.
thing
but
is,
Shanks
like-
was already on his crew.
No, I
and
know,
also
but-
explored in that
Yeah,
way.
like the weird
So
part
he's
is that
already,
when
he's
we
already kind of seen the world.
well,
for
yeah,
what it
when we
was.
Yeah,
see
yeah.
Shanks, he's there. He's already at like
Yeah.
a point where like he's at an end game. The only thing he has to do is get the One Piece.
Right. So then, what's his need? Like, let's say he goes to Elbaf. What's his need to explore the island? Not really. If he has a
No, he
part
doesn't.
left,
He doesn't.
There's
But
no
then-
need for him
but
to.
then
go.
it's like if he's
you have a
been-
relationship in the way that he has it, where you have like the kid being like, "Dude, let me like
yeah,
take
yeah,
me with you."
yeah, yeah.
Then like he would go and like he'd realize that shit's fucked.
Yeah.
I'm saying not on the base floor.
I hate you, man.
No, but
No,
then,
that's fair.
but then if it's like,
Yeah.
I get
no,
you, but
if
I'm
he
just-
was like he was on Roger's crew,
Yeah.
they
You're
explored,
telling me he didn't
they
talk
did
to
the,
Loki?
they did
Hmm?
whatever.
You're telling me he didn't talk to
Or
Loki.
that,
Loki
yeah.
didn't tell him like, "Yo, this shit doesn't fuck shit up there, bro." Like
they're on the
they're up their
They're
level.
up there, bro. They're up at the level.
They're at yo
Up level.
First of all, Loki's tied up on the second floor. So what are you even saying?
They're on. Luffy's on second floor right
Yeah,
now talking to him.
Yeah,
Does it say that?
Isn't that worse?
I'm pretty sure he is.
They were on a bridge. They didn't. I thought they were looking at the tree in the distance.
No, sorry. Pull up the scans. Pull up the scans.
They were already.
'Cause-
How did he already pull up on second floor?
Cause Buddy took them. He smuggled them. I'm telling you, bro. They're illegals. Taking them with Six Flags.
I don't know where they're at. We just get like a
Man.
No. So
Let me
before
outside
this, sorry,
find
before this,
man.
here. If you look there, sorry.
this one.
Yeah. So like in this panel,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, is it this one? It looks like there's a forest down here, and
Mhm.
then the tree goes up here,
But how you know how big Elbaf is?
right? Like the trees. I'm assuming that's the tree, the dark shadow,
Yeah.
right? So I was saying like this is already the second, like
My shit ain't loaded.
above the second forest, and then he went down into the second forest where Loki was. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because I don't know if there's another.
Well, we can look
of
at
it.
like their
Is it fair
shot
game?
of like when they're like on the bridge.
Sorry, prior to this.
Doesn't it look like the
sorry.
bridge is going up though?
Yeah, to the third level.
So they're going upwards.
Yeah.
So Luffy's on the third level.
No,
Or they're going down?
They're going up to the third level because they're on the second level.
It
Going
could
to the
also just be
third,
the way the panel shot that
No.
it looks
Yeah.
like it's
they're
going up.
going from second to third because the bridge is going up,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then he dropped down into the second forest to see Loki because he heard his voice.
Oh right. you're right.
That's
He's right.
that's what I'm saying.
He could be on base level.
Or that.
Sure, he could
He
be.
could. Like,
I don't think so.
But don't you think that's a problem? If Loki's that big of a problem, why wouldn't you put him on the third? Keep him as far away as
why is he base level?
yeah. Keep him as far away as base level as possible.
Yeah, I mean,
So Shanks just doesn't catch him.
yeah.
Well, yeah, 'cause if you have a prisoner, you would
Yeah.
keep him like locked up in a way where people can't.
But I'm
access
saying
him.
he's the only prisoner. They've never had a prisoner before because a sea stone chain of that
We're
size,
assuming a sea
they
stone.
only
We're
have one.
assuming a sea stone.
Yeah, well, because devil fruit, because he took
If-
the devil fruit.
If he has a devil, like if he
Well,
actually
he
ate
said
it.
he stole the devil fruit.
If he actually ate it though.
Okay, yeah, if he actually ate it. You're
Right.
saying he's just holding it?
Well, that's what
It's
you
in
were
his
saying.
back pocket.
You were saying like he just stole it from the king.
Yeah, to
like,
eat
they already
it.
stole-
To eat it. Like, he stole it to eat it. No, as in, like, he
Potentially.
stole it as in, like, you know, however the fuck black
He's siphoning the
Yeah,
devil
siphoning
fruit
the
off of
devil
the
fruit
guy.
off, yeah.
No, I mean, it works either way, man. It's just up their level.
Yeah. That's I'm saying.
No, but like, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like if Shanks was like on like Roger's crew and like he was doing exploring, then he was doing exploring once he found his own crew
Yeah.
to reach the point where he's at right now.
Yeah,
I feel like he would have explored Elbaf
Elbaf?
as well.
maybe.
And if he's on good terms with them too, it's like it's one of those things like they'd make the exception. Like it's like Gorosei making an exception for this guy.
yeah.
You're telling me these giants aren't?
But you guys don't think Shanks could make exceptions?
Of what?
Of like, oh, like he's the king's son, I don't want to do shit to him. Or
Maybe.
I'm
Or,
not.
like-
I'm not saying he's like. I'm not saying like he for sure fucked up Loki.
Wait.
Or didn't. But I'm saying if there is this overarching like problem in Elbaf, the issue is more like why didn't Shanks help with it?
Yeah.
He was there. Why didn't he just like? Why did he just dip?
I say we go back to your original point. Like it was very
That's-
straightforward and simple. Film read.
Yeah, okay. Shut up, bro.
Was it written by who?
Oda. And Shanks.
What?
And Shanks.
What does that have to do with Elbaf?
Everything.
Oppression.
Film red's the key to everything, man.
Oppression. Film read.
Demon realm.
Demon realm.
You have the up there realm. Bro, those are your bars. Those are word, bro. We were talking about the 3 different realms to the tree, man. Don't go back on your words now.
Bro.
Okay, anyway, now
That has nothing to do with anything you're talking about. You just fucking threw it in there, man.
okay,
One
we
Piece
talked about
fan
One Piece for
letter.
like an hour.
Yeah,
Let's
One
just
Piece.
talk about the
The fan letter episode.
Yo, the fan letter was like, yo, I'm fully in support of One Piece doing a spin-off fan letter thing
Down, fully
that
down.
they do after every arc, or like it's just because the way they did this fan letter now, because you didn't watch it, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is when they're returning after the time skip, and there's like this little girl who's like just in love with Nami, and she's like, yo, I gotta see them. Like she's like all pumped up, and she's like, yo, I gotta see these guys. And obviously, like she goes to like the plaza where it's the fake straw hats, and she's like,
So
these
for context,
she's like, these motherfuckers don't look like the straw hats.
so
like,
for
the fuck."
context, she lives at the archipelago,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so then like she admires Nami and she writes a letter to Nami.
Animation's clean. Like
It-
imagine,
it's fluid as fuck.
imagine like when Luffy goes into Gear 5.
Yeah.
Like
it's like that.
with that like nice.
But
fucking,
it's like slice of
but
life.
it's like
It's
like
like a slice of life where she's like there's people who work at a bookstore. She's like, you know, it's like literally like the slice of life version of One Piece.
Mm-hmm.
But what you see is like you see how like she was inspired by Nami, and then you have like a different perspective of Marines.
in general, you see how like the Straw Hats like inspired just the people in the world. Like around
Yeah,
them.
yeah. So like
Like-
you see her, who's like a regular civilian person who got inspired by Nami, but then you also see these two Marines,
The brothers.
two brothers, right? And basically you see how like they both were aspiring Marines, but they were at the Marineford War. And you see it from their perspective, how
Right.
fucking crazy.
Bro,
everything
you see clean animation of like Akainu throwing like meteors and shit, or like
no,
whatever.
it's literally showing them all like breaking down, crying, having PTSD on the
Yeah,
side
yeah.
from fucking people using
and
their
then
devil
he's
fruits
like
and shit.
he's like
Yeah.
he's having flashbacks of like when he was in training and like just like how he does in like his brother and shit. But then like he looks and sees how like Luffy freed Ace.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
then he starts like thinking like fuck, like
No,
I gotta save this.
Because like you know how like remember Orange Jr.
Yeah.
Right. So remember he like pulls up, tries to save Ace, and then Dolphin Mill cuts off his leg. In the Marineford War, that was nothing. That wasn't shit. His leg like falls and it doesn't do shit. In this, the leg falls, a giant leg, and it kills like fucking shit ton of people.
And it traps his brother underneath it.
Yeah,
his leg or something. Like it's like dude, they like it's like fucking. It's an emotional episode.
It is
nice.
because what he was saying is like they're both brothers, and like the younger brother would always say to the older brother like, "Yo, you're not good at this. You're not good at this. You're not good at this." And he's always like has this like inner monologue. He's like, "Dude, I fucking hate my brother, dude. He's always fucking saying shit to me, right?" And then he like saw his brother being trapped, and he like gets scared because Kizaru's just fucking like throwing beams everywhere, murking out shit pacifist. He's a fucking, they're regular dudes, bro. They're getting rotated.
They show Mihawk too, right?
Yeah. They're getting rotated, right? And he like sees the beams coming and he like turns around to not save his brother, right?
Oh, okay.
And then his brother is like, "Yo, like run away." But then at the same time, Luffy's going for Ace, and he's like, "Yo, it's because you're my brother."
And he's just peeping like how hard like Luffy's going
trying
to like
and,
save him.
And so basically, like even though Luffy was the enemy, Luffy inspired him to save his brother.
Right.
So like even though he's a Marine, he's inspired by the Straw Hats as well.
Yeah.
And you have this girl who's just like a civilian star, like inspired by the Straw Hats
like,
as well.
Like him and his brother like basically owe their life to like Luffy essentially. Cause, Cause also like just like what was happening in the war, like.
Yeah.
And then you have like.
Chick, were you sad?
What?
Because they showed Ace again.
Yeah, I know it was great though. It was nice.
Then they have like a bookstore person, and you have somebody who's like, just like
just holding my leg.
you have like these kids talking about like, Brooke, like the concert, like they're kind of just talking about all like the events of what's happening, like all these guys returning.
Yeah.
Then you have like Zoro at this like bar that's just like listening in on people, and it's literally like the way fans like the Zoro fans are, where they're like, who do you think's the strongest swordsman? And like it has to be Mihawk, and they're like, nah, Loki, like it's gotta be Zoro. He's on the and it's literally like a table these guys go and have.
Because they're like arguing like, "Yo, no, it's Vista," and then another guy's like, "Nah, Whitebeard," and they're like, "Yo, Whitebeard's sword doesn't even count."
It's literally like a it's like a regular like a fucking conversation that you'd see of like One Piece fans, you know.
That's what.
And then you have like people calling him like Mossad and shit, and then he walks he's like walking out and he just fucking like decks them in the head and they all have like bumps on their head.
And then in that same bar, fucking Sanji's there, and they're like, "Yo, I think he says, yo, what about Black Leg?
Yeah, what do you
like, what about Sanji? They're like, yo, why the fuck you bring that guy up, bro? That guy ain't shit.
Yeah.
I was like, word.
Yeah. and then he decks them too.
Yeah. He's like, yo, he's not even in the conversation, bro.
Like it's very solid as like a one and done thing.
Yeah.
But I just want to see it from that perspective of how they like change people's lives from each arc.
Like people they don't directly affect. Like as in like they're not on the island. Because you
freeing
can,
it. Maybe
on
just
another
just
island
people
or
just viewing what's going on.
Because you can show like very significant moments and like developments from arc to arc, especially if you like take this back as far as like
Alabasta. Or sorry.
I guess you could say Alabasta. Yeah, like wherever like the Straw Hats really started like
changing shit,
forming and making
yeah.
So you could even Water 7.
Because think about it.
Like you could really go into Water 7 with it, but like I guess it just hits like. Because that was like their time skipping, it just like hit the most then. But like even since then, like you had Fishman Island, you go into like Zou and like Wano especially.
Yeah,
you could do like a full Wano thing with like seeing like Luffy and like Kaido fight in the sky.
Oh yeah,
seeing like Onigashima like kind of coming crashing down.
I think
and like how they're all the panic or just in general
from their perspective.
But I think an Alabasta one would just hit so hard, just because you could be like, okay, like. You have like, because the Brockworks were like gangsters, right? They were like running shit, running underground drugs. Pal's
bomb go off.
No, but you have like, but I'm saying you have like underground drugs or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
And then you could have like a character who's like stuck working for Brockworks because of debt and shit, and then they're like, "Yo, the Brockworks got disbanded," and you're like, "What do you mean?" Like you know, Straw Hat Luffy defeated the Mr. One or Mr. Zero, and they're like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And then just like unraveling, and it changes this entire character's life.
They can do really cool like grounded stories like that, where it's just like. Yeah, like I'd fuck with it, but also like
it'd flush out the world
like
so much.
Like what we got with this is already like so good that they don't necessarily have to. It would just be like a
it's like extra.
But it's so nice. And there's another character like a Marine character they introduce who's obsessed with Chopper.
Okay.
Right, and people are speculating like that's the reason why Chopper's bounty hasn't been going up. Because he's been in charge of the bounty and he's just so obsessed with Chopper. Because he literally, like, the episode's going on and he's like, no, Chopper, don't murk him out. And he's like, no, but I'm a Marine. He's like, I don't know what to do. Like, he's just so torn. So people are saying that's why his bounty's only 100. And that's probably why, like, you know, like if he was like another sun god or whatever,
Yeah.
like this guy is the one who's been like
Forest god.
hiding him, you know, because he just loves
Yeah.
Chopper too
No
much.
word. That would be kind of funny.
Yeah.
That would be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Finlander, like I think it got rated like 9.8, like 9.9.
Yeah, I saw some shit like
It got
that.
rated really
People are
high.
going
And
crazy.
it's actually like one of like the best One Piece episodes
Yeah.
too.
Do you guys want to talk about Dragon Ball now? Dragon Ball Daima, real quick.
Yeah, I mean, first episode was really just an intro. It was
Yeah.
decent.
No,
Yeah.
it was.
Like it was nothing like too crazy. Obviously, like the animation was nice. Like the art's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Did we get that fight between Goku and Vegeta?
I like
Yeah.
that this is an intro.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
I like Goku's gi.
it's nice.
I want them to go forward with that.
Really?
You like that one?
Yeah.
Why that one?
I don't know. I like.
Is it 'cause
It's
the way, like, it has,
different.
like, the bottom,
It's like it looks like a
on the
dress
thing?
to me. It looks like a dress. Like
Yeah, but it's
the-
different.
It's
Like,
different.
I just like that
It's like
different.
it's like different enough where it like works.
Yeah,
and like
I
you can
guess,
still
I
go
guess.
with it.
Yeah.
It's not
It's
like
okay.
the old one where like he has like
I'm
the
not, like-
Yeah.
thick ass belt.
People are talking about he no longer has scoliosis.
Yeah, because they fixed the other.
They like,
Yeah.
aligned
That's just
him.
Toyotaro though.
Yeah.
Toyotaro is just
The other
doing
thing,
his thing.
yo, at the end of that episode, bro, that outro soundtrack did not fit the moment.
Fuck, I don't remember the soundtrack.
Bro, like everybody's being warped into like kids.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then there's just like this upbeat like song
Yeah.
that's playing
Oh,
at the end,
fuck.
and it did not work.
Yeah, no, the website I watched it on skipped the ending.
Damn, bro.
Dude, the intro goes hard.
Well, the intro of the second episode
Yeah.
kind of picks up from there, like when they're like kids.
But
and
like
they're-
this, I'm just saying like the
Yeah.
sound, like this,
Yeah.
because they played like the actual outro like track,
Yeah.
and it just, I
So,
don't know.
Like,
Didn't
I
work.
talked to him about it.
Yeah.
Like I like the way they're going into like the demon realm type of stuff.
I agree.
But it almost felt weird of like he explained it to me, but like Supreme Kai saying like in the I think it's in the second episode he says it. So I don't know if you didn't watch the second episode, right? He's kind of like, oh, this is the spaceship I took to come to this universe.
yeah.
Mm.
And then because they go into kind of like how people that have pointy ears are from the demon realm, but then Supreme Kai's like, oh, and like not all of them, but like basically like majority of them. Like there's some
'Cause-
that like dip. They're
Well-
able to like get away and like live somewhere else and stuff.
Well, because
Okay.
basically, like,
And then he was saying like the demon realm was outside of all universes,
Mm-hmm.
and then so like it's like a collective demon realm.
Oh.
And then
Yeah,
from there,
yeah,
they
yeah.
like,
That's
Because-
why like when they were
because-
transporting out there, like where do you want to
which
go?
universe you want to go to? Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
like you have like all whatever 13 universes, and then the
Yeah.
demon realm was outside of all of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think in the demon
Which is
realm,
kind of crazy though, because Dabura came from the demon realm. He's the king,
yeah.
and he went to come to universe,
Universe
7.
7. Yeah.
But see, I don't think. But,
But,
let me
like,
explain.
Bobby
But let
stole-
me
like, I mean,
explain.
like-
Let me explain.
But still, that's kind of like he wasn't shit, bro.
No.
Like he
No, he
was a
wasn't.
strong, like it's fucked.
No, he wasn't. But I think like if you look at like the demon realm, one is what was cool was the Dragon Balls of the demon realm.
Yeah.
Like
that's cool.
like those are probably gonna be like strong as fuck.
Yeah.
Cause if you look at like if
Well,
if
we only saw like 2 of them.
but
There's
but there's three.
There's
There's
three
only
in
three.
total.
Which is because remember the granola ones were only 2.
But they're not the less Dragon Balls it is, the weaker it is.
I think.
The granola ones are
but
weak.
but because of Nemu, whatever his name was, the
Yeah.
Namekian, because he's so fucking strong, I think they're gonna be strong as fuck.
Yeah. Probably.
Like not
Maybe.
like probably
But, like,
because
Maybe. That's true. It
just
could be.
just because the reason why I'm saying that is because if we go back to the whole granola arc, right?
Yeah.
The Namekians fled the demon realm, and then came to this universe.
like Namek.
They came to universe 6 and 7. Originally, they're from the demon realm, right? So then
But it
all this
it
all
kinda
the
throws shit like all over the place.
no,
though, in a
but
way.
because they mentioned that in the granola arc that originally Namekians were from a different
no,
universe.
I know, but they also like when they first did like the Universe 6 tournament and they
yeah,
had like
the Super Dragon Balls.
yeah, and also like when they brought the Namekians for Tournament of Power, just the way they set up the whole thing, I was like Universe 6 is like the sister to like Universe 7.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, like they have the Saiyan planets, and then they have
Yeah.
Namek as
But
well.
but
Planet,
see,
yeah.
but
You know what I
Sa-
mean? It
but
kinda-
Saiyans
it's
are
kinda like-
different. Like Namekians, because they came from the demon realm,
I don't know.
they're outside of that. They're outside
But
of
it's
the
It's
norm.
weird that like they chose to just go to Universe 6 and 7 is what I'm saying. Like
It's
it's kind of
well,
like if they had the freedom of choice to
Yeah.
go like wherever, and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
chose 6 and 7.
well, probably
Maybe there was like a divide of like
but there's also
tribes or
But
something.
also, if we go back to the Tournament of Power, the mortal realm, like the level of mortal realms, like however strong their people are, 6 and 7 were 7 was at the bottom. So
That's
it
true.
makes sense for them to go to the
weakest ones.
weakest ones.
That's true.
Yeah.
That does.
So then that makes more sense.
Yeah, I guess you go with the mortal rating thing. That makes the most
Yeah.
sense.
So
But
like
also, the Namekians in the 6th universe had different techniques though, which is also weird. because they consumed all the lives on their planet.
No, they merged.
They merged the same
I know,
way. Like,
I know, but they did it all at once, like mid like Tournament of Power.
No,
they did it before.
Was it
They did it before the
They did it
Tournament of
before.
Power.
I swear in
No.
the anime they just fucking like.
No.
Oh.
All of them
Like,
merged.
they took all their
There was
lives.
two of them.
There was two of
and
them,
all of them
and they
merged,
merged.
yeah.
Okay.
Because Piccolo merges with Nail and Kami.
Nail. Yeah.
No, I know that,
Yeah.
but I mean like it looked like they did like a mass suicide.
They did a mass merger.
Yeah, but like it was just like the way
It
that
was the real
depicted.
JJK.
The way that it was depicted, like they just mass suicided for the Tournament of Power. Like
Yeah.
the Tournament of Power, because when they had like the little.
No.
They
I think
all
Flash
merged.
thing.
they
all
were just
merged.
explaining at the end like what they did.
Yeah.
Okay.
They gave us like a lore drop.
But no, what I was gonna say though, like in the demon realm, they mentioned that there's like kings of different worlds in the demon realm.
So you're saying that Dabra wasn't?
I know. I think he probably was. Like he was
Okay.
probably the king of the whole
Well,
demon realm.
The
But
small guy
within-
takes over after.
Yeah.
His brother or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think in the realm there's other kings.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like a
North Kai.
No, I was gonna say Yu Yu Hakusho situation,
With
where
about
like
the four beasts, the four sacred beasts. Or
yeah,
are you talking
where
about
they had
Rising
like
guys.
yeah, Rising guys, where
Oh.
they like rule different parts of the demon realm,
Okay.
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And they have their own thing going on, and then there's just like one dude who oversees them. But I don't think the person that oversees them is necessarily the strongest. It's just
It's like
politics.
a Zeno thing.
Okay.
Well, just another thing that I want to touch on was because he talks about wanting to get a wish, right? He's like, yo, I want to wish for the evil third eye, and apparently Dabra never unlocked it.
Yeah.
So apparently that's a massive power boost. So like hopefully we'll see like a huge jump in
Yeah.
like
Right.
I mean like it'd have to be like not because it would just have to be like a times X multiplier of something, right?
I just
Because
I hope-
back
I hope we
in
just-
Dragon Ball,
I just don't want us to go into like a Dragon Ball superheroes. You know, like what is like Demigra and like like there's like
yeah. What about those guys?
like I don't want it to go into that weird direction of
Why?
like I don't know, just the way that they do like the time stuff and like some of their outfits and stuff, and like just the way they look.
Yeah,
Like certain things you can take because like Dragon Ball Super and like just like the new Dragon Ball content has kind of done stuff like that.
right.
But I just don't want it to be like too heavy into like the Dragon Ball superheroes type of like
Yeah.
vibe, because it's just there's something about those character designs and stuff that just doesn't like hit the same, I guess.
No, that's true. Like, what I was gonna say though, I think, like, you mentioned this actually, and I want to touch on what you were saying. Is this should have came out
This is Buddy that she pulls up in the second episode.
Okay.
And
Gloria?
they don't know who he is,
Gloria,
and they're
yeah.
like, "Yo, like, watch out."
Yeah,
He was in the first episode.
yeah,
Was he?
yeah.
He was hiding behind the
he was hiding
pillar.
behind the pillar.
Oh, okay.
But see, he kind of looks like
He reminds me of Miras, in a way.
no. He reminds me of
No? Yeah.
like have you played like from Xenoverse, like
No.
Xenoverse 2?
Not really.
He's because Toa and what's his name, Toa and Mira, they have a
Mhm.
kid, and that kid's name I can't remember his name. He looks like him kind of with the glasses. Fu.
Oh,
Fu.
yeah, oh yeah.
That's his name. Fu.
Fu
yeah.
is from Super Dragon Ball Heroes, though, right?
Yeah.
He's from Xenoverse.
Is he?
Yeah.
With the one with the glasses and
Yeah.
like the hair tied
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's also in
In
Heroes.
Heroes, like
Yeah.
they tied everything together.
Oh,
like they
okay.
made it like that shit kind of made GT canon, like all that
Oh.
fucking shit.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of stuff I like. That's a little bit too deep with
But
what they're
but
doing with
what
like,
what I
superheroes.
wanted to touch on though, what
Right.
you were saying
Yeah.
is you had said that they should have came out before Super,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I agree.
100%.
Why though? Why did you think that?
Just play like I
Everything.
guess it's knowledge
Bro,
because like we know
Janemba, too.
about everything and like
What?
Janemba too, because Janemba was born out of hell. There was
Oh.
like a whole untapped area
Yeah.
Yeah.
of like the demon realm
'Cause,
as
like,
that's
this-
well,
true. That's
that
true.
they like never
Cause-
really went
touched
into.
on. That's true.
because
That's true,
like
that's true.
they introduce it with like Dabra
Yeah.
and whatever, right?
Yeah,
Like they proclaim he's the king of the demon realm, but then
yeah.
we don't touch on that until like now, right? Like
Mhm.
so like
Well,
between
you get
that
Resurrection
moment,
F
yeah, you
of
get
him in his own hell.
No,
like you
yeah,
get Frieza
yeah.
in his hell.
Yeah,
you get
Training.
you get Battle of Gods, which
Yeah.
was the next medium that we
Yeah.
got. Then we got Resurrection of F. Then we actually got the actual anime. Then like whatever the manga's doing, right? So
Yeah.
then it's almost like we're backtracking
why are
now
we- Yeah.
We
to
are, we
cover
are, we
in
are.
what they should have
Like, we already-
covered
So-
You
originally.
already
Okay.
finished Z and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
backtrack once.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
you're backtracking
Again.
So the thing is, right? Obviously, like I think it was probably because of like written into corner in terms of power scaling, right? Because you can't really go anywhere.
Well, you can turn them into kids post what just happened in the manga.
The issue is,
You can
bro,
still
you're
do
gonna
that.
have like no.
Why?
They have God Key, dude. It's
I
instantaneous.
know
They go into God
they
Key.
have
and
God
fucking,
Key, but
you could write it in a way like God Key, like
Well,
a
you can
child's
s-
body can't handle God Key
you
or whatever
can
the
you
fuck.
can say that they have
Right.
so like 90% of nerfs as soon as they're in their kid body.
I guess.
You can
Yeah.
and it's
You
free game,
could.
and it's
You
free game
could.
because it just matters about how the wish is worded, which changes everything. And like
I
also,
guess.
bro, the way Shenron.
But then wouldn't it be like
Yo,
an issue of
Shenron-
like
wait,
is
hold
Shenron
on.
strong enough to actually fuck up a god key
That's the issue.
person?
That's the issue. Is because there would be beyond Shenron's power. You'd have to use the Super Dragon Balls.
I feel like even if it was before, were they not still above Shenron's powers by the end of Boo?
They were like he couldn't kill them, but turning them into
I feel like regardless turning them into kids, like even if they were god, like
I
at
don't
god
think
key
so.
level, that's just headcanon to say no,
no,
because
because
they can't.
because like
Because you're not killing them, you're just turning them into kids. That's not like that's
because
that's
think
a whole-
yo
that's a whole
no,
But then-
different
but then no,
look
no,
at
but
how
that's
he
like
reacted to
supr-
Beerus, bro.
Yeah.
Remember how he reacted to Beerus when
Shenron.
Beerus? Yeah,
got that.
and Goku and Vegeta at least and Gohan
but kill,
has stepped into that realm
you know,
of
but
God,
bringing
right?
a person
So
back to life and killing a person are two different like those take way more.
But then like
energy or
it's
whatever.
not just like
Turning them into a
reducing them
baby,
into a
that's the same
kid, it's
thing.
also taking away that power.
yeah,
Yeah, but the power with the way that they take it away is like, oh, because they're kids,
they can't access that power.
they just struggle at accessing it. Like Goku and
But then
Vegeta,
eventually they'll gain access.
and eventually they'll finish the arc.
No, but see, I think
Like it's the same thing. Like
what I'm saying is
But like that's kind of like the whole problem is like why go back?
yeah.
No.
okay. First of all, I think
Yeah.
I think because if we look at we look at Z and we look at Super.
Mm-hmm.
How are both of them fundamentally different than Dragon Ball? And
All-
the way
all three of them are different.
no, but those two are more similar than Dragon Ball. And
Yeah,
the way
sure.
they're different from Dragon Ball is that both of them are not an adventure. Right? They're literally like a villain gets introduced,
They
Yeah.
fight 'em.
power up, fight them.
Yeah.
Next villain,
And
power
it's-
up,
and
power
it's
up.
not-
Next
and
villain,
it's
power
not
up,
as
power up.
martial arts based.
But no, I mean you can't see that.
like it's like in the way that
In
it,
change techniques or whatever, but then they introduce techniques. But what I'm getting at is both Super and Z were not adventure heavy. Dragon Ball was adventure heavy,
no, I got it.
and GT was adventure heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of going back to its roots of like showing like an actual adventure of like exploring like a whole
The
new
demon
world,
realm
Yeah.
or whatever.
like Demon Realm, right? And what I was trying to get at was like what they could have done is because essentially all of the Kais in each universe were supplied from the Demon Realm,
Yeah.
right? But all the Kais are connected to a god of destruction,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if there's a god of destruction in each universe, there should be a god of destruction for the Demon Realm as well.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like some of the stuff doesn't make sense to me because how are you linking the Supreme Kai to the
Yeah,
God of
how are you
Destruction?
doing
Like,
that?
I don't
how
know.
is- like a lot
I don't
of
know
the
how that
stuff is
works.
kinda
I
like,
don't know how that works.
if the Supreme Kais are they're really coming from the Demon Realm, then it's like okay, like how do you even like?
Maybe the god
But-
of destructions
but
are also
Supreme-
coming from
no,
the
but
demon
Supreme
realm.
Kais-
Because also you
But the
had
thing is,
wait, like you had with Boo, you had like the other 4 Supreme Kais that he ate up or whatever, or 3.
yeah,
So then it's like we already had that issue of all in all the other universes where they're for
Where
Supreme
therefore,
Kais.
yeah.
Like what happened to all like
but it's
everyone for some
because
reason only has
no,
one.
no,
And who
we
the
have
fuck
2.
is-
What do you mean? In the other universe,
Who
there's
the fuck is Kabito Kai?
there was Goasu and Zamasu. That was 2.
Well, one's a mentor.
Well, one was a mentor.
One was gonna
No,
take
right,
his place.
right. But it's like
It's not this, but it's not like having.
how are Supreme Kais born?
I don't know anything. But I don't know.
Okay,
Like
so the way Supreme Kais are born is there's a tree, right? From the tree, one fruit will be made, and that's a regular Kai. So that's a King Kai,
Okay.
right? So you have King Kai. Regular Kais are made from like just like the regular
Okay.
tree, like regular fruit, right? Once ever, however many years, a golden fruit is made,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how a Supreme Kai is
Okay.
born.
But again,
Right?
why does
So
only
this-
Universe 7 have 4?
The Supreme Kais?
Yeah, because Boo's the only
Yeah.
reason why they lost 3 of them,
Yeah,
and they only had 1 left.
but they all could have.
Universe 4 was so weak they needed 4 to protect it.
But you could also make the argument they all could have been apprentices, like all
Or
in the
that, yeah.
process of
Those 4,
yeah, process of
Yeah.
becoming the next successor, and he came out and murked them all,
they
Yeah.
could.
right? Because we don't know the
They could.
process. Like you don't know the
Well,
process of how one gets chosen,
Yeah, that's true.
right?
Yeah.
But, like, how do you link
that's all
them?
Stuff that's not
I don't
explained
know.
either. That's
I
all
don't know.
stuff
Is it
that's
the
not-
fruit that links
Maybe,
it?
or
Like
the
you know,
tree.
That's
the
all
tree.
stuff that's
tree
not
that links
explained
them?
either, though.
Yeah, that's true. I want to see how strong these Tamagotchis are. whatever they're fucking called. You know what I'm saying? That protect the Dragon Balls. And
yeah,
so,
I was so that was the other thing. I was confused. Why couldn't they use the demon realm?
Dragon Balls?
It's because they're protecting.
It's
it.
But
they're
he's
protecting
the he's the demon king, bro.
No. He's
Now
not
he
strong
is.
enough. No. So basically, the Namekian created these 3 Tamagotchis
Okay.
that each one protects one Dragon Ball,
Right.
and you have to defeat them to gain access to Dragon Ball. They have no other purpose. They're like androids or some shit.
Yeah.
So they have no other
Oh, yeah.
purpose than
They're
protecting the Dragon
like
Ball.
statues.
Because he didn't want the power to be misused, right?
Okay.
So if you're strong enough to defeat them, you can use the Dragon Balls because they give you access to Dragon Balls.
So
but no
wouldn't-
one in the demon realm is strong enough to defeat
But
these 3
wouldn't Dabura
Tamagotchis.
have been able to just
Turn them to stone?
yeah?
Maybe they don't. They
Like
can't turn
I
to stone.
feel like it's like so
I guess if you're Android.
they
Yeah.
they really need to make sure they're like going in the right direction with
But,
this.
like
stuff.
I'm saying, I think this dragon, like because how old this Namekian is, he's the oldest Namekian ever,
Yeah.
right? So that's like his powers are gonna be crazy. Like they're gonna be beyond Purunga
Yeah.
for sure, right? And the Dragon Balls are not small; they're fucking
Purunga
massive.
Massive, yeah.
wasn't as strong as Shenron though.
He
Well,
initially he was.
initially he
was.
No, because
Initially he was.
he had 3 wishes.
Yeah.
but they were weaker wishes.
No,
whereas Shenron only had the 1 strong wish.
no. The only limitation on Purunga initially, and we talked about this before, was he could only bring 1 person back.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's
So he's weaker
but no, that doesn't,
in that way.
No, that's one aspect, but the rest
But
of his wishes.
I mean, that's a
are
big
crazy.
difference because if somebody can bring back like a million people versus like you're.
But look at
one.
Moro. Moro's power got restored by Purunga. I don't know if
Shenron also brought back Goku's he like when he was doing a spirit bomb against Kid Buu.
the right restored his power.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
but
restored
Moro's
power.
different. I think Moro's was
I mean, like-
completely different. He put him back into his
Okay,
prime.
no, but no.
He literally was like, yeah,
I'm
reverse
talking about-
aging and
I'm
shit.
talking about originally since that's happened, they've already revamped both.
Both,
Dragon
yeah,
Balls.
and I think originally
Yeah.
Purunga was stronger.
Yeah, I think
That
originally
it makes
Purunga was
sense because
stronger.
Guru is a stronger Namekian than fucking Kami.
Dende.
Well, Kami's the one that made them.
Well, yeah,
and
but
then
then
Dende,
Dende.
yeah. Either way, so then this new guy Nemu, I don't know what his name is, but he's probably way stronger than the
He
other
probably is
ones.
stronger. 100%.
The way he was able to just
100%.
manipulate the Dragon Balls, be like, yeah, get your asses over here.
Yeah.
So like the only thing that like is confusing now is they had said that they learned to make the Dragon Balls from the Super Dragon Balls.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where? Because we know it was his name Demon God or Dragon God
Are you talking about that? Is this
Zamala or something, right? Who the original
Yeah,
guy
it's
who
like a
created
Z.
who created the Dragon Balls, right? So like the thing is like what if this guy, and I'm not saying this is the case, learned to create the Dragon Balls from the OG?
What do you,
Yeah, Zalama or whatever.
Yeah.
What do you mean from the old like
So Zalama, whoever this dude is, made the original Dragon Balls.
the dragon? I don't think I think the god like. We do not have a character. Why is there a character guy?
Okay,
there?
well,
his
you,
name
that,
was
that
dropped.
might be that's
no,
fan
no,
art.
that's a
but
fan
then
art. But his name was
dropped.
dropped. His name was
Zalama
dropped.
was the dragon's name.
Nope. The dragon's name is something else.
I thought Zalama was the dragon.
No.
Okay, but that guy. Yeah. Okay, you're saying the guy that made him.
He made the
This guy
original,
learned it from this. Yeah,
possibly,
That's
and
fair.
you could say that then
That's
he'd be
possible.
way stronger, and he would know. Like he would just like
that's possible.
because if he's the oldest, right?
But you're telling
All
me this,
subsequent Namekians probably learned from him, and they'd be watered down.
But you're
No,
also-
I'm just this is random headcanon. I'm just saying shit.
But you're also saying like.
It's just super Shenron.
But you're
That's
also
the
saying-
name of the dragon.
But like, also for a Namekian to have the ability to create planet-sized Dragon Balls is cracked.
yeah.
That's
yeah,
that's already
that is
fucked.
that is.
Like,
But again,
how does that
like,
even like? How does that work? Like, even in terms of like Namekians like powers and stuff.
Yeah, but that's why they're so weak.
But
Like,
but,
that's why
but-
there's-
But you're saying like they're like you're saying the way Namekians are is like they'd be stronger in the past and weaker now.
Oh, yo, to be fair,
Well,
like,
'cause
if we're
now
talking
there's
about
more-
size being strength. The Namekian Dragon Balls were bigger too.
They were
They were bigger.
they were
So-
massive. That's
And
what
then
I'm
and
saying.
then this guy is the one that they just introduced. His are even bigger.
Yeah. So it
So-
makes sense that they'd be stronger. But and then like fucking what's his name? Granolas were like this big.
No, were they?
Yeah, they were fucking small as fuck. There was 2 Dragon Balls like this big.
Is that why they were weaker?
Yeah,
Because I thought it was just
they
2
were
of them.
dragon. Never mind.
Because
Sit.
No, never mind.
because they're like, is it because like you have, well, the Namekian ones and the Earth ones and the Universal ones?
Yeah.
There's 7 of all those.
Mm-hmm.
So those make sense to be strong because like you have to gather more of them,
That's true.
and it's like the harder to gather them, like the stronger they should be.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah.
like unless these Tamagotchi guys are fucking beast,
That's
and
the thing.
and that goes into
I
like,
think that's what it does.
oh, it's so hard to gather them because they
think
have
I think-
protectors.
because
Yeah.
that's
Because the other Dragon Balls don't have actual
condition.
Protectors.
No,
yeah.
because this is like it's like you just find them.
Yeah.
Right, which is easier in my opinion. Like, let's say because you know where they are, you know where they're located.
The Super Dragon Balls, you need to know the God tongue though, like the language.
Yeah,
that's true. So that's true. And they're mass, and they're fucking planet sized, so you can't like fucking.
Which is just you speak backwards, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, but it's just backwards.
But like you can't move up like all the planets. So you have to have like an angel with you to move fucking all the planets.
Yeah.
And like do all that shit. So like the conditions for that are crazy.
Yeah.
But like look at these conditions. Like you know where the Dragon Ball is, but you have to defeat this thing, and you have to get to the Demon Realm too. Like so far we know anyone in the Demon Realm is not strong enough to defeat these dudes.
Yeah.
Or they just don't care enough to fight
defeat
them. Yeah. Like they're content.
I mean,
with
if you're if you're in the Demon Realm, you're probably chilling. But it's like I just think as long as they don't create an issue with like Dabura and like what he was doing and whatnot. Like
no, because even when he died,
like,
he became like all happy and like a little ghost bitch.
No, I know, but what I mean is like why did he leave? How did he even get corrupted with Babidi? Like there's so many things. Like how did Babidi even get to the Demon Realm? Like there's just like.
Yeah, I think Dabura probably left and probably bumped into Babidi or some shit. I don't know.
He's a Demon King, so it's like. Yeah, it's just everything like with the scaling of like his powers and everything is kind of just like.
Well, because even in the episode, they're like, "Oh yeah, Universe 7 is popular." Like Dabura went there.
Yeah.
In the first episode,
but he got controlled by Babidi and then came with Babidi to just do his bidding. So it's like.
But it was
Babidi went to him.
No, it was probably an influence of power. He's like, "Yo, I can give you more power."
Yeah.
He accepted the power, and then that in turn gave him influence. Like that's how everyone who was under Babidi, like that's how all their powers worked, or like that's how they got enslaved. Is they like wanted more power, and he was able to give it to them.
Yeah, but if you're the Demon King, it's like you're outside the system.
No, you are.
Like you're outside the system. How does Babidi even get outside the system?
No, I don't know.
Because we haven't seen anyone like the closest thing we've seen from like mortals.
Magic.
For mortals to be able to like hop from like just one dimension to another.
Is Whis.
Well, I'm saying mortals.
Oh, mortals.
Like it's Boo.
Oh yeah.
When he yells and he breaks through the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, like we haven't seen anyone.
Well, no, he also
instant
instant transmissions to fucking heaven.
Oh yeah, he did.
I thought when he becomes Kid Boo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just instant transmissions there and then fucking on sites everyone.
Yeah.
So
but like that's
so
like that's but like there's such a difference in power between that and like Babidi has tech, like he has his magic.
What if it's his magic?
Yeah.
Like he, yeah.
The thing is,
but even like Moro didn't even show that shit, and I feel like Moro had crazier magic.
Oh, but I think it's utility though,
right?
It's utility of magic. Like his magic was crazier, but he like what if he doesn't know the fucking magic to open up dimensions?
Because I don't see Dabura coming out to be like, yo, let me meet up with Babidi. I feel like Babidi would go to him.
100%, 100%.
But how did there's so much there. Like how did Babidi even know about the Demon Realm? Like
there's what's his name I don't know. I forgot what I was gonna say. I have a different train of thought that has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
But it's like I just feel like it's like I just have an issue of it. Like if it's unpacking Z in a way,
where
it's like fucking with it, like just don't. Well,
because a lot of people are like, yo, it's retconned.
You can
because Kibito Shin.
Well, they already explained how like they undid it.
Right, but then in fucking Battle of Gods,
they're still merged.
Oh, that's cracked.
Yeah.
But the issue is, the thing is, I was like, yo, Battle of Gods you can't really use.
Why?
Because he fucking forgot that Gohan could go ultimate.
No, you can still, but Battle of Gods, it's a Z movie.
I know.
What about in the anime?
Yeah, shut up.
No. That's just hurting. Man.
Yeah. So people were like, then they have to remerge.
I know Toriyama's forgetting stuff. Like either way, but like.
But then they have to remerge.
That's still just hurting. Like it's just hurting to have.
I guess they remerge by the end of this arc.
Yeah, they have to remerge by the end.
Yeah. Then that solves it. As long as they like remerge for some type of tech that they have to do, like maybe they do like the evil containment wave or some shit.
Where's the Elder Kai?
Like I don't know.
He's still chilling.
He's still chilling, right?
No, he's still chilling.
I think could have used him for something.
That's also weird, like the whole Elder Kai situation.
Yeah.
Because he's just Supreme Kai from the future.
Nope.
Or something.
No.
Nope.
Who is he?
He was the original fucking Supreme Kai.
He got like
sealed in the sword.
Yeah.
So he gets sealed in the sword, and he aged in the. No. Actually, what happened was.
I know he gets sealed in the sword.
No.
Like,
so what happened was he was regular Supreme Kai. Some fucking old lady took his fucking Patara earring.
They
merged. Then he became old as shit. Then he got sealed in the fucking sword.
By who?
I don't remember. It was by Beerus. It was by Beerus.
Oh yeah.
It was by Beerus. He got sealed in the sword by Beerus.
Beerus got powers like that?
Yeah, but see, in that scenario, because look at that, Beerus is linked with him, and he seals him in the sword. Beerus never has any fear of dying. Because who's gonna go around breaking his sword?
Not anymore.
Yeah, now he does.
Now he does, yeah.
What do you mean? No,
That's why he's more
I
compliant.
mean, like now he's linked to the others to Shin.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Which also like that.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how they're linking them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever, man. Fuck it. So you
It's
think
some like
you think-
universal spiritual sort of thing where like when you become the supreme guy, it's immediate that like you.
Well, yeah,
get
maybe the
linked
But
with
angels.
it.
also-
No, the
yo,
angels probably
also-
do it. Like,
Or the angels,
probably do
yeah.
shit.
with the whole tournament of power now, it's like Zeno was gonna wipe away all the universes.
Okay.
Supreme Kais and everything, they could have gone back to Demon Realm.
Yeah,
That would've
but,
been
but I
outside the
think
universe.
but I think it's because they're linked to the God of Destructions. They would have
But
died.
what
in
They
about,
would've
what
died,
about
yeah.
God of Destructions? Were they not also?
From where?
They were getting wiped out with the
Were
universe.
you not saying that? What if there's a God of Destruction in the Demon Realm?
No, I'm saying they're if their God of Destruction dies, they also die.
Yeah.
No, but
So then it
before,
wouldn't matter if
I'm
they
saying
escape to the
before
Demon Realm.
with the Daima stuff. You were
Oh yeah, I
saying,
was
like,
saying like what if there's a
God of Destruction
for the
in
Demon Realm? Yeah,
There's
yeah.
also like where these God
But
of
then-
Destructions, like they can't all like. You think they were mortals that just ascended?
Yeah.
All of them?
Yeah.
Maybe
More or
like
less.
all,
'Cause,
but
like,
for
Well, that's what it looks. That's what it seems like. It seems like
Not really.
given like Topo.
It only seems that with Topo. But
Yeah,
like
and
that's-
given Vegeta too. Like even Beerus gave him the earring. He's like, "Yo, you're fucking on destroy energy now."
your
Yeah,
pseudo god.
but, like,
Yeah.
they could also be from outside as well, like the realm.
If they have pointy ears, like they're all.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
they just have to. They could like throw a random sentence like next chapter or
Yeah,
next
yeah.
episode. And
The
be
thing
like,
is, I
Yeah,
like.
like-
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and also it's like it's kind of like, it makes sense if it's immortal, and the reason why they become God of Destruction is because of that link to the Supreme Kai.
Yeah.
Like it takes that link
Yeah.
to ascend them like into like a immortal or something.
The thing is,
you
bro,
know?
like even like Daimya is dope, like with the adventure and stuff, and it's
Yeah.
kind of cool. Like I was watching the theme song, and in the theme song, it's showing like you see like a dragon, but it's not like a Shenron type dragon. It looks like a dragon from Blue Dragon.
Okay.
Remember that anime?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like Akira Toriyama like made the character designs for this anime called Blue Dragon,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks like he looks like
It's kind of like the original Shadow Dragon.
the Shadow, Shadow Shenron from GT.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The first one, the one that when
the one that grants the wishes. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? He's like all
Yeah.
evil and shit. And he's like
Yeah.
smoking a pipe or whatever.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a character
It's like him.
in the
Blue
opening in the opening
Oh,
of this one
okay.
that looks like that. And
Bro,
the Blue Dragon
I'm trying
dragons
to-
are based off that. Like they're like
So
Bro, they're just fucking.
is GT about to
they're
get
can-
canonized?
They've been canonizing GT shit.
Are we about to get a Super Saiyan 4 Goku?
I
temporarily?
need one, man.
no maybe.
That's where I need the be-all form to be, man.
Cause
I need that, man.
all I'm saying is if they do in some sort of way canonize Super Saiyan 4 and maybe it's a one-time use for Goku,
Yeah.
they could lead that into Broly's whole character arc.
They
I
could,
want
they could.
Broly to hit.
No,
Super
well they
Saiyan
could
4
say
if he can.
circumstances of the
Because he's
demon
doing a
realm.
whole different way.
Yeah.
Because they're in the demon realm, he can do this, and this, and it's only because they're in the demon realm.
Like amplifying his Saiyan blood or some shit.
or some shit like that, or like it's a Saiyan demon power. Like it's like
I don't know
Yeah,
how I
the
feel
demon
about that.
Saiyan.
demon
I don't know how I
Saiyan.
feel
Yeah,
about
the
that.
demon Saiyan.
Because you know how there's like Super Saiyan God, like that was a like
Yeah,
like that was a
the demon
legend. They could
Saiyan.
do like Demon Saiyan God.
or some shit. Yeah.
Nah, man.
Or like, cause I would love to see.
That's
I would love to see.
But you get to
That's
see Super
unfair.
Saiyan 4.
I would love to
I'm
see
cooking.
Piccolo. Yeah.
Well, they're not gonna cook the same design. They're gonna
They
make it
might.
their own.
Why?
They're gonna make it.
Is
Their
it-
own.
okay, it's Super
Hell
Saiyan
no.
5. You know Toyotaro
That's
did that
vibes.
shit.
That's vibes.
You know he did that.
That's
You remember
vibes.
he did that, bro? Dragon Ball AF.
Yeah,
that was him.
So that's vibes.
Yeah. So Super Saiyan 5.
If like,
Then you're like, I'm down.
well, if it's Super Saiyan 5,
And they give it to Goten too.
The only person, the
You're
only
like,
person I will accept a Super Saiyan 4 going to or Super Saiyan 5 is Broly, just based off of like what he's already doing
Yeah,
with
yeah,
like the
yeah,
Super
yeah.
Saiyan powers.
I would have accepted Gohan as well before the superhero movie.
Oh, before Beast.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's too
like
strong now.
because when he said he was going in like a different direction, I would have liked for him to go that way. Broly also is he's the most fitting one to go in that direction.
Yeah,
But like I feel like they should allow both Vegeta and Goku to like learn those things
Yeah.
and let them figure it out for themselves. Because like UI technically it's a technique. It shouldn't be like a form.
but
for-
it's like
for
the way that
Goku.
they describe it is also a form.
Yeah.
so
but
it's like fuck.
as of right now it's a form, but the way that we
described it as just like you're always,
Always
in
in
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so like
So-
I can see it being like like once he like figures out UI in a way that he doesn't have to like change forms,
Okay,
he can like he if he can merge that with Super Saiyan 4, like that's fucking
but then like at that point he doesn't,
He
need
doesn't
any
it.
form.
Yeah, because of how it works.
UI
Yeah. He would just be in
Kinda.
UI
kind of.
forever.
All the time, and it
No,
would just be.
'cause
It would just
UI
be. It would
No,
just
because
be.
UI still has the one main issue is
What?
the attack power. UI's attack power is not.
It's still pretty strong.
It's strong.
He gets an attack boost.
Yeah.
He gets a boost on everything.
It's strong, but it's not like
it's
in the Brawly movie. Like UI was not gonna cut it. Like there's times where fusion, they needed fusion.
I think that was just fan service, dude.
That was fan service. I think UI would have cut it.
No, sure, it's fan service, and like Brawly's not that strong, like whatever, but like fusion, like I think is still stronger. Like their attacks and everything are stronger. UI just has that edge to like dodging, but the UI attack, like he couldn't even beat Jiren. Like Jiren was like do you know how many blows he had to hit Jiren with, and Jiren was still not getting like knocked down.
Yeah.
Like UI is like like attack strength is not that high.
No, because I think.
But to be fair, that was his first time going into MUI.
I know, I got that, but even then, like it's like.
But the whole point of like the technique is that you're a martial arts master, and it's like an amalgamation of your years of experience.
Mm-hmm.
So it's to the point where if you're fighting someone, your body's just responding to like to hit them at their best spot, like their weakest point. Right? And you're just gonna keep.
But you
doing
still need
that,
the strength to do that.
No, of course.
So that's what I'm saying. Like you have Super Saiyan 4, that's like an actual, like extension of that.
Yeah.
Like, multiplier of like strength.
You know what's crazy?
And then
sorry, this is
UI as a technique, like have that transition. Like,
but you know what's crazy? That random ass thought has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But fucking what is it called? Death battles. You know what I'm talking about? That death battles, like on YouTube.
Yeah.
They did like a Goku versus Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The same thing you told me.
Yeah. And the multiplier that they gave Mastered Ultra Instinct was Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken.
What?
They equated it. They equated Mastered Ultra Instinct to the same as Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken.
What?
And they were like, yeah, that's as strong as he gets. And I was like,
you dumb?
Are you fucking dumb? Like that? It's leagues beyond that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah. That motherfucker shook the void world.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. And
to do that, you'd have to literally fill a void. It's a void.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
An infinite void.
That's what I'm saying. The multiplier is way beyond that.
The multiplier would technically be infinite in a way.
In a way, yeah. And no, they're using the same multiplier for Ultra Ego Vegeta as well. They were like, it's just Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken.
What the fuck,
yeah,
bro?
And I was like, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I just fucking Super Saiyan 4 would just be nice to go back to their fucking roots. But yeah, if Brawly does it, that's cool. But Brawly just so like
he's already crazy strong.
No, like I mean the new Brawly like design, like just like the way his hair flows and everything.
It works.
It works.
It already looks like Super Saiyan 4 hair.
Yeah.
It's like it would just be crisp to see him like that.
100%.
Especially with like the way that he has like the
fur
and stuff.
That's what I thought that they were. I honestly thought when we got like remember the jumping Goku trailer that like that person, whoever it was gonna be like the introduction to Super Saiyan 4.
What if in see that's the issue that this is before Super, they can't really go too far.
They can't.
But they can but they couldn't tap into Super Saiyan 4 because it's before Super. Just to show that it's a form that's not worth achieving.
No, but what I would
and then
love
you
to
can
see,
have Brawly achieve it,
yeah,
because he's somebody who's a noob still, and like he needs to go through his own process of realizing that like maybe it works for him and it didn't work for like Goku guys.
But what would be dope to see?
And that works because like that's kind of how they're like when they do their training sessions, they kind of like teach him, like you see them kind of like actively teaching him how to control his power and like restrain himself and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm down.
No, but like
do it that way.
I remember how like the original Super Saiyan God Yamoshi.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what if they find him in the demon realm? But like again, it would just like not make sense because they would be like, oh, we met this guy.
How do you even get this
guy? Yeah, that's true. It's like we met the guy.
It was such a big question mark.
Yeah.
So like the Daima has to like.
No, but they can go anywhere. That's the thing. It's so much freedom to go anywhere.
It's freedom to go anywhere, but it's also like they need to make sure they're not like just retconning everything.
That's mainly with power though, right?
Yeah, power.
Yeah, power wise.
Mainly
but
power
then
thing.
They can like add like extra lore to shit.
But like for example, like Super Saiyan 4.
I want them to add extra lore to like a bunch of stuff.
But like for example, with what we were saying with Super Saiyan 4, they could limit it in a way where it doesn't touch Super by basically just basing it off. It can only happen in the demon realm or some shit like that.
I just think that's
like
whack,
it's conditional.
Though.
It is kind of whack, but it's conditional.
Like, it's just so fucking like don't even fan service that. Like don't.
I guess
you know what I mean? At that point, like it's just like what's really like the difference there? Like you have. Like it's gonna be like a.
I guess it's because they lost their tails though. I guess it's because they lost their tails. So it's like something in the demon realm where it triggers their tail to come back or some shit.
What if they have like 3 moons or something?
Yeah.
Like
if it's
I don't know.
Okay, if it's moon based.
Yeah.
Then I can see something there because then you have the Uzaru thing. Like I don't know how it really works with that.
Yeah.
But then like you still wouldn't see it with Goku and Vegeta unless like now that they're kids they got their tails back.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like I think because of how like they could take this in such a great direction where like Vegeta and Goku are getting rotated, and Vegeta's like, "Yo, let me just turn into Ozaru and create a fake."
If they have their
and
tails,
they're bringing it back. They're
But
like bringing it back to like
I don't remember
OG.
seeing their
I
tails
don't think
when
they
came
have
back.
tails.
No, but like
Which that also does. Okay, continue.
did Gohan have his tail when he turned into Ozaru?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he had a tail when he was a kid.
Yeah. Okay.
But like, I guess it's like the issue with the Wish is like they're still adults. They just turned into kid forms.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't revert back to like when they were kids.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's why they don't have their
issue,
tails.
But the
Exactly.
issue is,
But,
like, the issue is they have their mind in a kid body, right?
Yeah, but also,
But like, if you look at Goten and Trunks, they were like talking to her like they're still them, but then they can't help their bodies just like fatigued all the time, and they just like pass the fuck out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't know. I think after a while, like, because again, Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo too, they're all like master martial artists, right? They should adjust to their body.
Yeah,
And they
well,
should
you
get to the
should.
point
Goku
where they're
was
just, like,
slightly adjusting.
yeah,
He was
but
adjusting to
like
that shit. Also like because we're going off like GT Super Saiyan 4.
yeah,
They could take Super Saiyan 4 in their own direction where like you
Yeah.
don't even need the tail.
they could.
It might not even look like that.
But I want the tail. I want this look.
I know. I want that.
If
We
they
want the look.
if they're not giving me this, I don't want it.
I know, but
they
that's
probably
like,
call it something else too. Like
yeah, that's what I'm
That's
saying. Like,
fine.
well,
you can
'cause-
call it what
well,
you want,
if
but as
you-
long as
if
this
you
is
wanna
what I
if
get.
you want to go into like a demon route, giving them like that red eyeliner for the
demon.
that works with that look,
Yeah.
and then like the spiky hair, the black hair, like that works too. It's just
He's like,
maybe-
give him
Plus with like the
maybe they
vocal,
don't ha- maybe they
with
don't
the
have the
vocal,
fur.
but like his vocal tone too, like the way that like he would be talking in Super
Oh.
Saiyan 4 was a little bit like
in GT. Yeah,
in
nice.
GT.
He's on demon time.
He was on Demon
on
Time,
Demon
so it's
Time.
like
He was on
you
Demon
can
Time,
start
bro.
playing into those
He's on Demon
things.
Time. That's classic Goku though, right? When he knows he's stronger than you, he just fucking
Yeah.
disrespected the shit out of
Yeah.
you.
But like, I think that's what they'd do if they were gonna touch Super Saiyan 4 in that way. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think Super Saiyan 4 was kind of touching that in itself anyways. Like there was like moments where like he would like look in like a glass and like
Yeah.
he'd see what he looks like and the glass would crack.
Mhm.
Like that's like some
Yeah.
like Omen type of dark shit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Where it's like they were already kind of
Yeah.
playing into
and
this
like the
weirder,
fucking soundtrack,
darker.
like
Yeah.
she was going hard, bro. She was going hard.
If they don't give me that, I don't want it.
Yeah, fucking facts.
I want the fur, I want the tail, I want the hair, I want the color, I want the eyeliner, I
Yeah,
want the
man.
whole, I want it all.
Bro. I want the fit too.
I want his gi to change mid
I
transformation.
need Vegeta in the jeans.
The same way
Yo,
Vegeta's
in
was.
the jeans, that was crazy, bro.
Or the leather pants.
Yeah,
Yeah, oh,
okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
moving on from Dragon Ball. You guys want to talk about Bleach real quick too? Like the Bleach episodes. I don't know if you guys been watching them.
I have.
Yeah, we can talk about
Okay,
it.
Have
we
you-
we
have
all
you been
we all,
watching?
we all read the manga too.
Have
right?
you been watching it,
No,
bro? There's issues.
I honestly
That's what I'm saying.
forgot that
I was
it
gonna bring up
coming.
the issues.
There's
There's
okay,
issues.
okay.
bro.
Besides,
I saw one tweet where they said that they added 12 minutes of extra
That's
content
next
to an
episode.
episode.
that's next
Okay.
episode. I
Okay.
think.
What do you mean, like last week's episode?
No, next episode coming
I
out.
don't know.
No, but last week's they did too.
No, 12 minutes.
Well, no, but it was extra shit. Like it wasn't 12 minutes, but it was extra shit.
It was not much extra shit.
So this extra stuff, tell me just like before we get into like your guys' gripes and stuff, is the extra stuff nice? Like, you know, because like
It's obviously okay.
we know
extra
that this
stuff's-
arc is a rushed arc
Yeah.
that like misses out on a lot of things.
the extra stuff.
Is it what we was hoping for?
The extra stuff's nice in the way that like because the manga is so like everything was so off screen,
Yeah.
it gives you that like context.
Okay.
Right? So it's nice in that way. But I will say that like you saw how was it end of season 2 when they did the Zero Squad kills themselves
Yeah, for the Bankai.
and then they do the Bankai for the
Yeah.
one girl and
Where's-
then she has like the scrolls play out and shit,
and like the ribbons and shit.
the ribbons.
Yeah.
That I think is one thing that they kind of fucked up by giving us context on that. Like
Mhm.
it was cool to see all that and like explain like, oh, this is how like the Zero Squad died.
Yeah.
But the issue is just the way Uryu like beats her.
Yeah.
You're kind of just like, this is kind of whack that like she basically had all of them like done, deal like locked
Cause
up
she
and everything.
no, cause she took out.
Uryu quickly just like kills her. They all get freed, and then
We don't see that, do we?
yeah, they're freed. They're literally like just chilling, kneeling, while like Yawatch does this thing with
'Cause in the episode, what happens
Ichibe.
is Uryu's fighting her, and he's like
trapped in her bunker.
he's like losing, kind of, right? But then Yawatch gets his powers back, and because he gets his powers back, Uryu gets a power boost,
Right.
and then he literally just one shots her, like in the dome.
He does like a fucking Sharingan switch type of thing, like a
Okay.
fucking
gets her trapped
like
in her
fucking
own
Law
bankai.
like switches his fucking
Yeah,
thing,
like gets her
and then
trapped
she gets
in her
trapped in her
bankai,
own bankai.
and then he just headshots
But
her.
it's like she should be able to undo her own bankai as well.
Right.
But maybe because it's so like one, because they never use their bankai because it
Yeah, but
requires
it's like
fucking
when you're
sacrifices. When you have it, it's like, how can you undo it?
when you're at that level of like Zero Squad,
No, I know.
you like your own bankai shouldn't hurt you.
No, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Like especially when they really
So-
talk about like Zanpakutos
Yeah.
have their soul and
Yeah. So
like it's an extension of your soul and stuff. It's like
spoilers for the
that-
manga.
that was just-
spoilers for the manga,
Oh shit.
right? This is our issues. Like there, like that. That's one issue for sure, right?
Okay.
My other issue was, and it's been a while since I read the manga, and I'm sure same with you guys. Maybe you guys remember it better than I do. Okay, so Yawatch pulls up on Ichibe.
Yuhaba.
Whatever. Okay, Yuhaba pulls up on Ichibe, and Ichibe like murks him out,
Yeah.
right? Like the
He
first
gets
time.
blacked out.
No. The first time.
Oh.
The first time they ever meet,
Yeah.
like fucking 3,000 years ago, whatever the fuck it was.
Oh yeah.
Pulls up on Ichibe. Ichibe murks him out,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then after that, it's like, yo, he regains his powers after
1,000 years.
like
Yeah.
1,000 years,
Yeah.
this much time, this much time,
Right,
this
right,
much
right.
time, right? So the first time that he fought him, he had all his powers, or he didn't have his powers.
Yeah.
I guess he had his powers.
So then why the
Why is
fuck
he not
was
as-
so then why the fuck was he
I
getting
don't know.
why did he get why did Ichibe defeat him then, and then the second time when he
Not
gets his
defeat
powers
him.
back, he loses, like he defeats Ichibe, right? And the thing is, like,
Maybe it's like a surprise factor.
No.
no,
and
the argument like that you could
There's
make
also the issue that like it's because he has like all the Stern Raiders with him,
Yeah.
so then he like takes their
all their
power for
powers.
him. Like he does that before he goes up,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
so
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
boosts him a bit.
yeah,
Right,
yeah,
okay.
that was the argument, is that you could argue because none of the Stern Raiders are like actual Quincy's, right? They're all like modified. They've all
Yeah.
been modified except for Uryu, which is why Uryu was like the
The
guy,
next.
Big dog.
right? So
Yeah.
the first time he pulled up on him, he had regular Quincy's, maybe took their regular powers,
Or
do
didn't
shit,
at all.
or didn't at all. But then this time he took all the modified Quincy's, took their powers,
Mm-hmm.
and then like, you know, pulled up on him, right?
Mhm.
And you could maybe argue that like that's what gave him the powers, but his eyes, like his vision to see everything, is that not his eyes, like that he regained?
Yeah.
So then did he not have that the first time he fought Ichibe?
Yeah. It's so like
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
that's the thing. Like it's like the anime is giving context for things, but when it comes to like the fights, it's like cool. But then I kind of realized like after the last episode that like the difference between this arc particularly compared to every previous arc is that Kubo was writing in flashbacks and things within the fights,
Yeah.
where it gave a break to the fight where you got to learn a lot about the character.
Mm-hmm.
And in a way it was like, for example, like let's say like when Kyoraku was fighting Stark starts thinking back to when it was just like him like alone with like Lilynette or whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
and then like he goes into his like his release form, and you're not just like, oh, this guy just like randomly got an upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
It's
See,
like
so
it's kind of like
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
kind of like,
it's
oh,
triggered.
this guy like honed in on like who he like what makes him him.
Mm-hmm.
And or like even when somebody gets like a Bankai release, they like get more like in sync with their Zanpakuto, where they're like, oh, now they hit the Bankai. So you're like, it made more sense. Like it worked. Where you're like, oh, they're growing throughout the fight, and now that's why they're doing it. Whereas like throughout the 1,000 Year Blood War arc, it's like, I'm gonna do this, and the guy's like, nah, I did this, and he's like, actually, I'm gonna do this now. And they're like,
Yeah.
no, actually,
JJK.
yeah,
It's
it's like
JJK. It
it's
is
just like it's
JJK.
just like one, and
the
especially
issue is
with the Ichibe like a Yuhaba fight, that's
Yeah.
kind of how it felt, was just kind
Yeah.
of going back and forth, and like that, at least granted, like in the manga it was exactly the same. Like they didn't really like give us extra in that fight. It was just the same, like maybe like extra dialogue a little bit, but like I remember like that was like the one fight that they actually kind of like he was actually willing to give us, and then he
Mhm.
just off screen all the other Squad
Right.
Zero
the thing
guys,
is
right?
like the only time we ever see a backstory is with
well, we saw Ukitake's.
no
now.
like I'm talking about the Quincy's
Oh yeah.
is B, like Buzz B,
Yeah.
Burn B, whatever his name is,
Yeah.
and then the A dude, I forgot his name,
The,
Ashwaltz or whatever his name is,
the guy with the blonde hair.
the guy with the blonde hair,
Because they're
because they're
backstory's
boys,
tied.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the only time we get backstory.
Yeah.
No other like Quincy
Yeah.
shows backstory.
Like you get a little bit of Ukiura's shit. You get like
yeah, but you get none of that.
Grimjow's shit. Like you get
Like,
there's so
even
many like
None
even
of
like
that's in the
bad
manga.
guys
Yeah, none of
like
that's in the manga.
Gin or Tosin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You get all these guys' like backstories like in all
Yeah,
these
yeah.
even in the Fullbringer arc, like you get all the Fullbringers, you get all their backstories. Like
Right.
you know you get like what led them to like join with Ginjo and like where they're at now.
Mm-hmm.
So like, and also like the way the Fullbringer powers work, it's like kind of like whatever meaningful to them. Like, you know, it's like, you know.
Yeah.
So it kind of all played together, and that's what kind of made it work with the entirety of Bleach until 1,000 Year Blood War. And like that's kind of something that just like it registered with me just recently, and I'm like, that's what's different. Like besides like the rushing, and then also like it feels like Kubo didn't actually like when Bleach ended. Like what was it, like 2015, 2016, or 2014?
I think
like,
it was
around that.
It was
time?
2014, 2015.
Around that time.
Yeah.
It feels like since then he like stopped working on Bleach, didn't touch it, nothing, and then because
he didn't work on anything else either, right?
he had Burned the Witch and stuff.
Yeah.
That was 3 episodes.
Okay, we worked on shit. Like,
What do you mean,
okay,
bro?
but listen,
That's like
the point I'm making is like
in the last 10 years, he worked
Yeah,
on
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
like what, 10 chapters?
so like the point I'm making is that like it seems like he didn't even look at Bleach again,
Mm-hmm.
and then it wasn't until he got picked up for 1,000 Year Blood War arc where he's like, oh, let me add stuff that like I couldn't have added before, and I just have an issue with that because I'm like, had he looked at it and he was like, yo, like this was like my work, and I didn't get to finish it, let me like fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
He would have had like a more
But you don't
structured
know.
He would have had a
But-
more
okay,
structured arc,
Right.
because the parts where he has added stuff from like the first season of 1,000 Year Blood War arc till like now, all the stuff he's adding is just cool fight shit. It's not like
It's not like actual story context or something.
he's not like remember when Byakuya like dies,
Mm-hmm.
like he's not reworking like specific segments of the story that we already had issues with like in the manga, which is what we thought he was gonna do.
Bro,
you know,
you can't
That's kind of
expect,
the, like,
but you can't expect
no,
that,
I
bro.
don't
The thing is,
know.
Jagad, you can't expect that from him because it's like, bro, he was working on Bleach for however long. That was his baby,
Yeah.
and it got canceled on him. How did that affect him?
no, I got okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
But-
what I'm saying is he
Yeah.
could have been like fucking severely depressed,
Yeah.
for like X amount of years.
In contrast,
And yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like he could have been depressed for X amount of years, and he could have been like, dude, like I didn't even get to fucking finish it the way I wanted to,
so in contrast,
right? And then it's like instead of working on that, what if he was like doing other shit to fucking help his
Sure.
mental health? And then
I get that.
eventually
That's
he got
fine.
it back,
But
and he's
even
like, yo,
even the fact that he signed on,
yeah,
like I just feel like the stuff that he's giving us, like he's giving us Shinji's Bankai.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're sick.
Again, like wasn't needed. Cool that we saw it.
Okay,
Why would
No, I think you just like
why not actually give us like
okay,
the
but
story
but
points,
Kenpachi,
like work on the story points. you know?
Kenpachi versus Unohana needed.
But yeah,
that was
but
fucking
wasn't-
insane. And that was awesome.
I know, sure,
Yeah,
I get that, but again, like it's like the stuff that like we got the Kenpachi backstory in the manga too.
we never got that fight. We never got that fight.
I'm talking about like the back, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
flashback, like
yeah.
I'm talking about the story parts.
Right,
of it.
right,
Like,
right.
If you're just talking about fights, like yeah, he's been giving us fights,
Yeah.
and like awesome, like you're giving us fights. But
to be
I'm
honest,
like,
I like that was the minimum that I was expecting because I
fights.
felt like to derive from what you've already like written in the manga and like that's been your ending for however long. I always felt like the only thing that he was gonna do is maybe add those fights that we didn't get to
But-
see.
Yeah,
that got
that's
off-screen.
same.
That's true.
Same,
that's
same,
right.
same.
But I mean, there's like gaps within like how the story's framed. That's like the issues at this point, where like you don't really get those issues like as heavily as we're getting them now in the previous arcs.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
From the writing standpoint, which is and that's really where it's like, man, like at this point you're kind of just like, fuck, let me just see some cool shit.
But I don't think those issues started right when he started the 1,000 Year Blood arc in the manga. That like he started the arc like if you read it, it starts off slightly slower and then it
It speeds up.
escalates.
It
It does.
up.
It speeds up like crazy.
It's like
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I agree.
So like it's not that.
That's what I was saying. Like it's really just the amount of like extra shit he put in like just the fight scenes.
Mhm.
You only need to put like a little bit of extra stuff into like how the story's progressing, you know, like he did add that like, oh, the context with like Zero Squad, 3 of them
Yeah,
had
yeah.
to kill themselves for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fourth one to be able to use, right? Like he
Mhm.
did do stuff like that, but it's like
Because I think the issue is like
a lot of it.
one,
Like, sit well.
because he probably didn't already like he probably didn't even think of their bankais to begin with,
Yeah.
right? And if you look at the other three or
But
the other
but
two,
he even cooked up that original shot of like the captains from like
OG.
back in the day. the
Yeah,
OG.
Yeah.
but now
He
you
cooked
look at
that up,
yeah,
right?
His
And
character design
and
always
that's
goes hard.
something brand new that he cooked up
Yeah,
for
yeah.
that. where you're like, damn, now it's like something he can like go into if you really
But
wanted
now,
to.
like people are saying,
But then you're like it's like he didn't like. Again, like with the actual story parts, he didn't actually. He just gave us cool shit.
so I
you know what
think
I mean? Like that's the point I'm making.
I
It's
think
like,
what's going on is I didn't watch episode 3, but I heard from
episode 3 is Ukitake's backstory.
Right. But from Twitter, people are saying that if it foreshadows the Hell arc,
Maybe.
and we know that there's a Hell arc coming.
We don't know that.
Well, because there's a light novel on it.
I know, but
right?
that doesn't mean he's gonna adapt. But
what I'm saying is his focus on story writing was probably into the Hell arc. So he's like, if this shit goes hard with fights, because fights are what sell people at the end of the day. People are gonna see some second, be like, yo, I'm horned, right?
Well,
so they're gonna sell the fights, and then they're like, okay, now let me get this next arc started, and it'll be a proper Hell arc. Maybe I don't know. I'm just saying.
But the thing is, Bleach also just had strong characters.
Yeah.
Like those like the overall story of Bleach is very just like it's just Aizen. You know what I mean? Like, it's not too rowdy, and then like you have the Fullbring arc, sure, but like each character that they've cooked up within the story, like you have Kenpachi, you have Byakuya, like you have people that you're like, oh, I fuck with these characters.
Right.
Aizen's like a fucking like top tier, well addressed character, right?
Yeah.
It just seems like none of these characters in Thousand Year Blood Work are living up to any of that. Yuhaba is like the only one that you're kind of getting. You're just seeing that he's just so OP that he just has a copy of him, not even at full power. Beat Yamamoto.
And no, but that was the issue too. A
like,
lot of
the scaling is just
insane. No, a lot of the characters, like even like his main 5 dudes that he took with him, they're all so fucking strong. Like remember fucking the Miracle dude? It took them fucking 3 dudes
they put in work
to take him out, and even the dude that was fighting Shinsui, right? Like that dude's was crazy, fucking bird ass looking owl ass head dude with fucking this dude's bankai. You're like, dude, what the fuck's going on? Like, it was crazy. Like it just got. I feel like it just got out of hand.
Yeah, but you know like the issue we had in the second season with Byakuya's thing, I was like, yo, there's moments like that where I was like, I guess with season 1, because it was an invasion, they didn't have to go too deep into the actual story of what's happening, because it's like, oh, we're like deep into a full out war. Yeah, they don't have like the luxury to be like, what the fuck's even happening? Like they're trying to figure, and then you did have like them trying to figure out how they're stealing bankai and stuff and happening in the background.
Yeah, like the thing is,
but then like now that we're getting deeper into it and we're in season like the 3rd season of this now. Yeah, they're getting more into like lore territory of like, you know, like how do you stop Yuhaba? Soul King.
The Soul King.
Because he kills the Soul King.
Yeah.
In like the 2nd or 3rd episode.
Okay. Yeah, 2nd episode.
And then 3rd episode, you have Ukitake bring out the right hand.
Right.
And it goes up and it brings the crystal together. Mm-hmm. And Yuhaba never saw it. And he's like, yo, why couldn't I see this? Like, why? He's omniscient. Why couldn't I see this?
I think, like, because we've had the whole thing about Quincy's being murked by Hollows, right? That's why they had
Hollows?
to... Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they had to invade Hueco Mundo because they were like, yo, this is our biggest issue. Right, because a hollow will corrupt a Quincy GG'd.
Yeah, it fucks them.
That's what they should be using. They should be fucking having Aizen open up a Garganta, fucking bring out a fucking army of fucking hollows, and then that'll be fucking murking out Yuhaba. Sorry.
That's the other issue. Is when the Soul King like crystal breaks.
Okay.
Like Ichio breaks it.
Yeah.
He cuts it in half.
Yeah.
Word for word, Yuhaba is like, yo, Ichio, I needed you to cut it because I needed somebody who was a Soul Reaper, a Fullbringer, a Hollow, and a Quincy. Basically everything he is all together in one. Mm-hmm. And it's so fucking like that's kind of what cheesed me, because it's like, first of all, that's never happened in the existence of like ever. So how is that? Like, that's such a crazy requirement for the Soul King.
Yeah.
And also like, visors weren't a thing until Aizen started doing his testing.
Yeah.
So that's not even, and Soul King obviously has to predate that. So then you're like, how did
you know that this is what you needed?
Like, how is this exactly what you need for the Soul King to get?
Yeah.
And it was literally like, this is just written for the convenience of the story.
But wasn't that like Ichigo's whole character? He was always written for convenience. But you could argue,
but then
he was though.
But with Aizen, they wrote it in a way with Aizen that Aizen was also aware, periodically testing him and aware, because he wanted somebody to fight him.
But at the end Aizen also.
So it's not like they made it in a way where like it worked out. You know?
Aizen's goal was the Oken to get into the soul pause, right?
Yeah.
So Aizen would have been aware, or like, because he's the one who created the conditions of Ichigo.
Yeah.
So Aizen
Like that's
would
the
have
thing.
made
That's
sense.
that's kind of what makes it like relevant, is 'cause
Aizen would have
did
made
that.
Aizen would have made sense if he knew like, yo, these are the conditions for the Soul King.
But like that's what I'm saying. Like that's so fucked up that like they didn't even know like before Aizen that you could even do
all
Hollow,
this.
Quincy, Soul Reaper together into one thing.
Yeah.
Right. Like like that's why I was kind of just like, bro, like they're explaining things, but then it's like, okay, no, this is not really actually like helping the story. It's actually like working against the story because of that. Because like, why couldn't Yuhaba just do it? He's so fucking beast. He just got his eyes back.
Yeah.
He couldn't cut it. Like what's this? You know what I mean?
There's a random thing though. There was like a thing on Twitter where someone was like, yo, would you rather fight Kenpachi with a Bankai or fight Super Broly but you have Super Saiyan abilities?
Your base form fighting Kenpachi, like your normal life.
You have, but you
Your
have a
normal
Bankai.
life
But you have a Bankai. But you have a Bankai.
Okay, because
You have a Bankai. though.
like what are you giving me right
But you
now?
have a Bankai. But you have a Bankai.
But what if my Bankai is just that overpowered?
I'd
probably choose Kenpachi.
I was like, in no fucking regard would I take Broly.
Yeah.
Because he's fucking rotating me. But
choose,
if my Bankai is like some like cheesy ass shit where I can just fucking
I would choose
not get hit by anything.
I choose Kenpachi for two reasons. Because he actually like enjoys the thrill of a fight. So even if you like, you're gonna get dogged both ways because it's Broly and Kenpachi.
Yeah.
But it's like at least like with Kenpachi, it's like he slowly tapers up with you, where Broly just doesn't know shit and just fucks you.
Fully fucks you.
Yeah, like we saw Vegeta get his face smashed into a mountain.
No, I know. I was thinking the same thing, but people were like, nah, bro.
And then also like at least with Bankai, because it's like the way like your Zanpakuto resonates with your soul and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a curiosity of like, what would my Bankai be like?
Yeah.
Whereas Super Saiyan is Super Saiyan. It's not like custom tailored to like each individual.
What
person.
if you immediately go into like Super Saiyan 4?
Yeah.
And then you just looking like that.
If it was canon, bro. If it was canon,
it's canon though.
If it was canon,
as per
superheroes,
it is.
it's canon.
As per superheroes. Okay.
up,
Anyways,
bro.
is there any other anime manga stuff you want to talk about?
There was a Vinland Saga stuff.
Yeah.
Vinland Saga, I thought we can quickly talk about. I thought it was really cool how they showed, what's his name?
Einar,
and how he took his first kill.
Yeah.
And like just the way that he was processing
He wasn't ready for it.
And like, and they're like, it's kind of like somebody who's like so fearing for their life that he's like, I'm gonna like, I gotta stab the fuck. The guy's already dead, and he's like, let me keep stabbing this guy.
Yeah.
And like the guy's like, yo, chill, like stop, like what are you doing?
He's dead.
Yeah. So like I kind of like that, and like I'm more like interested in what the next chapter is gonna be like, because he's not only is he gonna have to process like killing someone, I better see him process like how he treated Thorfinn when he realized Thorfinn was killing shit. Because in the slave arc, when he like Thorfinn was sleeping, he was ready to kill him, right?
Yeah.
So like I want him to start putting some fucking respect on Thorfinn's name.
Yeah.
Because he legit like takes he was taking Thorfinn for granted.
No,
like,
I know.
Crazy.
He was.
And now that he like decided to kill something, like someone,
now he has like PTSD, bro.
He's a fucking loser, bro.
He he went from like Einar, and then he immediately got like PTSD for killing somebody immediately.
The whole slave arc, like up until this point, he had that moral high ground over Thorfinn,
yeah.
To be like, yo, like you're not right. The fact that you were stealing people's lives, like from like their loved ones and like whatever, he could have like, he was spinning and he could say whatever. Yeah. But now it's like, hey, you're worse than he
But you
is.
think this creates a divide between Einar and Thorfinn?
There's already one.
So. There's like already one there.
Like,
but I think
Einar taps out, bro.
I think Thorfinn is accepting.
Yeah.
Where Einar is
like there's redemption for everybody.
Yeah, where Einar is gonna like, this isn't gonna be a quick realization for him.
No, yeah.
Right, he's gonna have to come to terms. Like he might have sleepless nights. It might be like the way Thorfinn would see Askeladd and like all those like.
I don't think we're getting that though.
It might not be at that scale.
The story's not gonna go there.
They're not gonna go there.
Yeah, and Einar's not the main character either. Yeah. But like he, in that same way though, like he's gonna have to deal with that, and like I think later on it'll be like a thing that he regrets.
Like also
he might not even get a chance to, tell Thorfinn like. Yo, shit, my bad. Like I took you for granted.
Also, like these last 2 or 3 chapters, it just showed how stupid everybody was, other than Thorfinn.
Yo, for real.
They got destroyed.
Yeah.
Fucking for real.
Destroyed. Like these guys that like the guys that like brought the swords. I forgot their names. But they thought they were all top shit. They had like the scheming and everything.
First of all, we knew that and we wanted them to get destroyed.
But like
You know,
we wanted that one guy to get like fucked up by like Thorfinn, not by like what happened. He had such a sad ending, like sad in the sense that like
they're so dumb. Fuck.
it was just an idiot.
Motherfuckers didn't even. Yeah, you should listen. It's like literally like one of those like you should listen. Fuck. Yeah.
Fodder ass guy.
The past 3 have been actually like pretty. This was like my most favorite.
I feel like it's going
chapter
fast
recently.
though.
When I was reading it, I was actually really excited, like just seeing Einar like hold his own and to see if like maybe if he died or not. But you know.
Anything else? Any other anime manga?
Well, Berserk came out. How you feel about that? I like that it was getting into
Same.
I like that it was getting into
They're getting
of like that western or western or eastern continent,
I guess they're
whatever.
I don't know what
it's the
but
Western.
Technically it would be Eastern.
Yeah.
Because of
All
like
the vibes,
our world.
all the vibes and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's Eastern, yeah. I don't know. It just kind of hit me like I think cause I told you previously how people were saying like they felt like the story's not as good ever since other dude took over.
Mm-hmm.
But I like after
I feel like they're getting back into like
after I read this chapter, I was kind of
Mhm.
just like, yo, like this is kind of like where it was always leading to. Like even before, like when you had something like what's that event called when fucking Griffith becomes
The Eclipse.
the eclipse.
when you had something like that happen, you either finish it on their continent with Guts, like putting in the like because how many arcs have we been through where Guts now has to go east, right?
So many.
Now that he's gone east, it's like no, like this is like exactly where they need to build to, where it's like a full on war against Griffith, and they like
Mm-hmm.
try to take down the Hawk of Light. So I don't know. I don't know how people were. Like,
Yeah, no. The war needed to happen like between like with Griffith, like the way that it was leading and like his power and how he was gaining followers and whatever, like it makes sense.
And like especially like what they're tapping into now with like their like just magical powers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, realistically, man, like 99% of Berserk, the demons are just like no regular human can handle a demon. Like no, no, like even
no regular human can handle this.
No, like even those guys that we had that were bestowed like powers by demons and stuff.
Yeah.
Like regular humans were just getting washed, like just getting like you hit them and like they're just their bodies just disintegrating against the wall type of shit. Like just immediately just like blitzed, you know? So like this is kind of like the only way it could have gone, and like the author, like the original author, is the one who kind of like painted it, like forced it in this direction.
Right.
I will say though, like ever since he took over, I know it's just like a pivot in the story in anyways, but the way that like it's been playing out, the way that the chapters kind of feel, I felt like we've kind of gotten a little bit more into like the Golden Age.
I like it more.
Style.
I like it more.
Like,
because I feel like
I've always held Golden Age like the top, and then like everything that like
happened at
post eclipse or slash eclipse, I've always rated very like low in a way.
That's fair.
To where like I feel like this might lead in a way where it kind of
like
goes back up.
Part of that's also just like how strong the two main characters were. Like not like now is that it's like post eclipse is just Guts. Like we're getting both their stories separately now, but before when we're getting them together, you're wanting to see where it's going with both of them, right? Like they just hold so much presence, and now it's just like you don't even know what the fuck Griffith's planning anymore.
Yeah,
like,
we don't.
Like Griffith's just kind of like you almost always had that with Griffith, but like you always had Guts or Casca, like somebody speak about what they think Griffith's doing, but now you don't even get that. Like you just have demons following him, and you're just like. You don't like, honestly like I don't really give a fuck about what the hell's happening with Griffith at this
like
point,
why the fuck did he steal Casca?
Because at this point all he has his fucking demon kingdom. He's forcing everyone to take refuge there. Yeah. And like you don't really get like too much of what he's planning with that. And then like I care more about the gut stuff, and like I know you didn't like the post.
No, I didn't really.
But I liked all the Fantasia stuff that they've been getting into. Like I thought that was pretty cool.
I felt like a lot of the post eclipse stuff was just almost repetitive in a way. It was a lot of like, the same shit. Oh wow, and then like let's go save Casca. Yeah,
the Casca stuff is an issue, but I mean like, the fact that they already introduced demons, at first you're kind of just like, man, like what are you supposed to like they're just demons, like as regular as bandit groups, like mercenaries.
Mm-hmm. There's
You
no
can't
power.
do shit, man.
Yeah.
Like there's no power structure, nothing.
Yeah.
So you're like 9 out of 10 times that they run into a demon, like Guts could not do anything. Like
It's all symbolism.
it's like it's like survive, like do what you can.
It's all symbolism. He's just fighting his own demons, man.
He actually is fighting his own demons. He's fighting his own demons hella right now.
That's
But,
what I'm saying.
but like now that it's like we're getting into like magical territory, like it actually felt like okay, there's something they can actually do. It's not just like, cause like basically every time they'd run into a demon, I was like, oh, how is he gonna write this where they survive?
Yeah.
Essentially,
Mm-hmm.
that's like every time that was in the back of my head. Now it's like okay, they have magic, they can actually kill these things and do something now.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
I don't know. He was always like an overpowered type of character. He was
Guts
still,
was when it came to humans and shit, but he was for the longest time he couldn't do shit. Was it Zod? Or I think his name was Zod.
Yeah, it was Zod.
He couldn't do shit to any of these demons like at all. Like not even.
That was a best.
I think he cuts off Zod's horn at one point, and that's it. And that's like the best he can.
Yeah,
do.
but then like when the eclipse happens, he was killing a bunch of demons before he got pinned down.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's that point in like where the eclipse happens, where like now he's strong enough to like fight regular demons.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Regular demons, not like Zod level ones.
yeah.
But like again, like you have like
He's General Zod.
But then
you have Griffith with his generals. Like you have
Yeah.
like a lineup of
But-
like fucking
Yeah.
like 6 generals with him or something.
yeah.
But then they started going in the armor route, where like the
Yeah.
Berserk
needed
armor
that,
was
though.
giving him like the power and
Yeah.
like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
They needed that because you're not gonna give Griffith magic
yeah, no,
because that's not his or not Griffith, Guts. You're not gonna give Guts
No,
magic.
yeah.
It's not his character,
yeah,
right? Like so, like the armor's
He
like,
just
the only
has to
thing
fight.
he can do, and then just like work on his mental. Like that's all you. Like,
which
that's,
has been declining ever
which
since.
is like his character. That's literally him. So like I really like the Eastern the way it's going with like the Eastern vibes. I just hope they start like. It kind of just reminded me of like like Fullmetal Alchemist.
Yeah.
How they have alchemy in the West, and then they're like, "Oh, I want to go east
Alchemy.
and learn like that shit."
Yeah.
That's just what it reminded me of. Was like you had Griffith's solution in the West, and like what he chose to do with the eclipse,
Mhm.
because like the demon shit is all very like biblical shit,
Right.
and that's more like Western shit, right?
Yeah.
So now if they start going east, like I want them to start bringing in more like Eastern stuff. Like
Are
I
you
don't,
saying,
I don't
are you
want.
saying that like we're all demons living in hell? Like, what are you saying, bro? Like, we're in the West.
I'm not saying any of that.
What are you saying,
I
bro?
wasn't preaching any of that.
Well, you're preaching something, bro. You're
Yo,
Okay.
I'm preaching like I want like we've already seen like their Eastern like culture and
Yeah.
like the stuff that they're wearing
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff.
yeah.
So like I just want them to go into like either mythology or like in terms of like the Bible, like the books. So if they want to go into like the Quran or if they want to go like
They probably won't go there. Isn't this the end game?
well the thing is because the Quran.
Right? Aren't they in the end? Why
No,
would
but
they
I'm
introduce
talking about
knows, bro?
symbolically,
Oh,
not
okay.
like
Yeah.
drop a verse.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
like symbolically, like it's
Yeah.
been very like this whole like first section of Berserk, like before they went east, it's all been biblical. Like it's just so heavy
Yeah.
into
No,
that.
of course.
But it's like how you can't really continue doing that in the east unless it's like, oh, we're bringing the army, now we're going. Like it depending on how quick that arc is. If they actually allow for like Guts to have like a whole nother like this is actually the true second half or third,
Yeah.
the third, then it's like, alright, let's go. I'm fucking down.
Yeah.
Because then you can segment shit like in a proper way where you're like, oh, you had Golden Age, you had like the Fantasia,
Demon Age.
Eclipse, Demon Age,
Yeah.
and then you have like the Eastern shit, and then you have the final war.
Right.
Sure.
You like it'll take a while, but
Mhm.
like I'm behind that.
Any other anime manga stuff you want to talk about?
Dandadan.
Did y'all peep Dandadan?
You've
I
been reading it,
haven't- I
right?
haven't
Or you
peeped,
read
no.
it?
Yeah.
I read the
You guys
first
checked the
Okay,
anime?
5 chapters.
I watched episode 3. Like, I don't get the hype, man. Like, it's like I get the animation's cool, the art's
Yeah.
cool. It's just like
It's weird.
this whole gets us weird. Like this
Yeah,
whole
but
gimmick,
that's
this whole
the
gimmick
thing.
with this character with
the
like
weirdness.
Yeah, I guess it is the wackiness.
this old
Yeah.
like person like cursed him, and like this girl who has like psychic powers. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's like not doing it for me right now. Like it's I'm watching it because I like the animation and stuff, but like
Mhm.
them as like characters, like the girl's kind of cool, but like the guy's kind of just like I don't give a fuck about him. And then
Yeah.
like
It's
just
only
like
3
the-
episodes, bro.
yeah, and just like the curse stuff that's happening, I'm kind of just like,
Mm-hmm.
did you watch it?
Mhm.
How far are the like how are the episodes adapting? Are they 1-to-1?
For the
Or-
most part, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, for the most part, it's pretty like accurate, I'd say. So they're not like doing anything different.
Like is it what I mean is like how many like chapters are they adapting?
Oh, the first episode was probably just the first chapter.
Yeah, well, first chapter would be like massive, like probably like 40 pages or so.
And then I feel like right now they're probably at like the 7th chapter with episode 3 or 6th chapter or something like that.
Okay. Do you like? So how did you rate the manga? Like without even like not spoiling this, but like you think it's worth like continuing?
Like watching?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is the manga done?
No.
Okay.
No, I think it's good. It takes like almost inspiration from what I would say like kind of a Chainsaw Man Part 1, as well as like Hell's Paradise.
Cool.
Because like the assistant was not the assistant, the writer was the assistant for Hell's Paradise, as well as I think Fire Punch.
Okay.
So like he's been under two great mangakas.
Fire Punch is the one that Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like he's been like helping and like learning from two greats to where it's like what he's doing, you can really tell that like he is inspired by these two people.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could be completely wrong about the Fire Punch, but I believe it was Fire Punch.
Right.
So I think it's like the story's good. I think that the characters are like that weird, wacky, fun. You can get behind them. You can root for them type of people.
What about the story though?
So
is the story there for that? Like where it's like.
Yeah, because like the thing is the story follows so much based off of his genitalia.
That's crazy.
Word.
That's the best way to describe it. Everything that like leads up to like I guess almost an end point is gonna be through his genitalia.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm behind that.
That's very dingy.
That's very dingy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like now that we already got Chainsaw
and
Man,
like the arc that they're in right now,
unique in that way now.
The arc that they're in right now is like interesting because of like a spoiler, but like
okay.
I like the way that it's going so far.
Okay.
Any other anime manga stuff you guys want to talk about?
Orient Man.
I'm just joking.
I just wanted to briefly.
It did end.
You should yeah. Holy fuck, dude. There's a.
I left off at the end of the war. Do you remember?
Yeah, same.
The big war.
Shut up! Don't even talk to me.
What do you mean? I left off at the part.
Which war?
Do you remember the one where like they had to join the fucking?
They're fighting that like big ass demon. Like they're cutting the horn off or whatever.
Yeah.
That bro, you're so far back.
Dude, I left off at the part where
that that war was massive.
I know, but like.
And it seemed like that's where like they were kind of pivoting to the end game.
Yeah, you missed the whole end game.
Yeah.
Dude,
so,
I was at the part where the guy took damage with the small black dragons, and then it became a big ass dragon, and it damaged the dude.
I just showed you panels, man.
No, that's the part I was at.
You're so whack, man. Okay. Just briefly, like at that point, you had only met like the Takeda group of bushies and the Usugi ones, like the guy with like the kind of like the dreads, and those were the two that were headlining that war.
Yeah.
Right. Since then, there's 5 generals overall. There's like a round table with the 5 of them, 5 Kage Summit type shit, and they're trying to figure out what to do. And then you get a lot of like lore drop in terms of like the other colors of bushies and stuff, and like just how the different bands have like the way they
isn't it bushy?
Themselves. I don't know, man.
Okay, because you're using bushy, and I'm like,
I don't know, man. Bushy.
They're bushy, bro.
I don't know, man.
Rock Lee.
But basically, like. Endgame was very much just like, oh, let's fight these Akatsuki dudes. Like, let's fight these guys.
Okay.
And, like, you get a crazy fucking, like, lore drop from, like, the Obsidian Goddess. And explains, like, the whole A to Z of, like, how demons got, like, them coming to Earth. And, like, how
they're aliens?
Yeah.
Is Naruto legit? Just bar for bar?
No.
Yep. It's bar for bar Naruto.
Like, so, basically, like, the Obsidian Goddess used to be like one with the demon thing, and then
so was the Nine Tails.
So then the Obsidian Goddess essentially like realizes that like basically just realizes that like, oh, we're kind of just going from like planet to planet, and we're just feeding on the resources and just destroying everything that's happening, like.
So they're like
it's kind of like Galactus in a way.
I was thinking of like Transformers where they just
like
take
they're just sucking like the nutrients out of the planet and then moving on.
Yeah.
And then she kind of was like, oh, like humans are actually able to put up a fight.
Mm-hmm.
So then she's like, yo, like she kind of like breaks free from like the demon, and then the first ever bushi that she gives, like, cause like samurais were like, they explain it as like samurais used to kill each other for land, like it was like regular like Japan, like 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 fucking, and then the first like samurai that she had given her like metal swords to was Shiro, like the guy that you see in like episode 4, like the guy with the white hair who can like teleport shit. He's the first like actual proper bushi. And then like basically like, you kind of just get like the backstory of every single like Akatsuki member.
Okay.
Like they call them Black Dogs, but like
yeah,
you get like their backstory of like what they used to live like, and then how they got corrupted because of like they saw life one way, and then like they realized they were getting taken advantage of, or like some shit happened, and like it led them to like this answer. And they're basically like, it's I don't want to say infinite Tsukuyomi, but it's like
that's crazy.
But like
that's crazy.
Yeah.
But like basically like within the demon, everyone has like their own door, like each of the Black Dogs, and when you go through that door, it's their own like utopia. And they're kind of like pumping it to everyone like, yo, if you guys just like join us, you'll have your own utopia. So it's like in that same way of like infinite Tsukuyomi, but like, like they're not really living, right? And then like the thing is like that guy Shiro is not even like the head of the whole Black Dogs. There's another dude, and then Shiro has like his own like side plot happening, and he gets like half of them to like rebel and shit because he's fucked in the head. Like he's been like down, like, because he's like the first one. He's kind of been like corrupted to like yeah, like his mind's just fucked. So he doesn't even see people as people anymore. He just sees them as swords. And he's like, because he was there back when like samurais used to kill each other, and he's like, yo, all this shit of like people protecting each other is all fake. He just wants people to go back to when like they used to kill each other for land. So then like bro is just fucking like, he's like tweaking, and he's just like, yo, fuck, like when you see him sometimes like it'll show you his perspective, and he's like talking to somebody, and he's like, yo, like you look so nice, and it's just a sword, like it's like a sword glistening and shit, and he's like yeah, I can't wait, man, like he's like fucking just fucking weirdo.
What do you mean you can't wait?
Yeah, like to fight and shit. Like he's just so fucking like yeah, he's just so horned out to just fight. Like he literally just wants to fight. Like, and he wants to bring people back to that. So like his whole motive is just to like force people back to that time of when they like would just fight each other. So they actually do it justice by showing you like what everyone's capable of, because like I feel like the story itself didn't do a good job of like Bushi fighting demons, because they had to do all their link shit to like actually do damage. But now in the final arc, it's like, oh, now it's 1v1, like human versus human. They're versing like the Black Dogs, so like they're able to get away with and like actually do things that like normally you wouldn't see. So like what Jochik was like referencing before was like that Yusugi guy, like the main dude. You saw like how before they're like in that war where they're like this guy's just like a support guy, like he's not even beast. But that other dude that had like the fucking big sword, like his right hand man, he had like the dragon fucking thing, like the sword.
You should probably name drop for viewers because no one knows who you're talking about.
Dude, it's Kanematsu. Like I don't know if he knows like the guy's name.
Okay.
But so like the head of the Usugi, like he has one move that he can do, where like every time you hit him, he has these dragons, right? Like black dragons that are just like small little dragons around him.
I just told you that.
I know, I showed you the panel, bro. And like he attacks this guy, and every time he's like, even if his face gets like wiped off or his rib cage is blown off, the dragons like heal him, and he's like back, and he just keeps fighting. So he's just fucking like in that shit, and this guy's rattled because he's like, "Yo, you're a fucking support guy. How are you fucking deep in this shit?"
Yeah.
And then the guy's just like, "Yo," like he's noticing that like as he's taking damage, each of his dragons are like disappearing. So this guy's kind of like, "Yo, like I'm gonna fuck you up. Like you have one dragon left," and he's like, "Yo, they weren't disappearing. They were just collecting the power, and they're gonna send it back to me now." And like you just see like this fucking crazy panel of like this massive ass fucking skull dragon just hyper beam and just like to send the energy back into like the Yusugi. fuck, I don't know his first name, man. But like, it's basically like one of those things where like the villain's like in between the Ray and him, and it just incinerates like both of them, and it's like a one-time thing. But like, it was like, bro, like I wish they like went more into like what they could do with their powers, and then also like the way it ended. You have like the final fight with Musashi and Kojiro versus Shiro. That's the final fight. It happens so quick. Like when you see like the fights between every other Black Dog, like, and you get their history and everything, and you're getting this fight going back and forth, and you're getting like a lot of stuff. You're like, this is sick. Then you get their shit, and like, granted, they already gave Shiro's backstory through the Obsidian Goddess, but it was just like this fight lasted like half a chapter or something, or like it's like a chapter. Like it was like a chapter because like I mean like Orient chapters are like 40 pages.
Yeah.
So it's not like that bad. So like it lasted one chapter, and then the whole final chapter is like Kojiro wakes up, and then he's like, "Yo, what happened?" And then they're just like, "Oh, like you know,
just running it down.
Everything's good, man. We're
Dude,
just chilling." And
40?
then they're like, "Yo, Kojiro, you're gonna go get married off to this guy." They're like, "Yo,
this guy,
this girl." This girl. But then they explained it how like the demon that they beat.
Yeah.
They explain it like imagine you have a spider. You guys beat in a leg of the spider.
Oh, so there's more.
The leg is what descended down to like your section of the world. So there's
the rest of the spider.
So the rest of the spider is like Musashi's going like west or east or wherever with like a whole fucking ship, like a boat.
Oh, to fight the other
and
legs?
And they're gonna go fight like the other ones, and that's where like it kind of ends.
Cool.
Where you're just like,
it's like,
what the fuck?
Open-endedly stupid.
Yeah. And it's kind of just like, I don't know what happened, man. Like, he was cooking something up.
The
pretty
fall
well.
off, bro.
Yeah.
You guys have anything else to say, anime manga wise? No.
I think that's it.
Okay.
All right. Go down in the comments. Let us know what you guys thought about the chapters, the episodes, the end of Orient, how dog it was.
That's crazy.
I don't even feel like reading it anymore.
Nah, you gotta finish reading it.
There's only one cool part.
That's your boy, Kojiro
he already
and
told
Musashi. No, there's more shit. I didn't want to ruin all of it.
Go in our description. We have our TikTok and our Twitter, Instagram coming never. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications, and thank you guys for watching.
Button.
Peace.